Okay.
If there's not
Okay.
a possible way to modify a
Well, I thought it was
site and
gonna mess
include a
up.
tree and say an existing commercial site or existing multifamily residential site, what we'd be exploring is if we could create a tree fund, and in those
5 years
situations
later,
that those monies could
we're
be
back.
used to help the city plant more trees elsewhere.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Mai. I wanted to just say a couple of things. First, I really think this has been worth waiting for. You've really done a terrific job in the
Dude, I
master
want to say this dude, the mayor's
plan
pretty cool,
that
but it's like every time I say
put
that, they're
together
not
is,
cool.
it's just a pleasure to
You know?
read. It's so
Yeah.
chock full
Hopefully
of
he's cool. I don't
information
know.
and beautiful illustrations.
At least
pictures
we
of
also
trees.
had the
I feel like
mariachi
I'm
band
really getting educated.
recorded
And
also.
I wanna
Yeah.
thank,
That
how many
was so
arborists
cool.
do we
That was
actually have on
awesome.
the city, professional arborists on the city payroll?
Including myself, we have at least four.
Isn't that great? You do a terrific job. Let me ask a couple of questions. You've touched on a couple of things here. First, there is some reference to open space, planting trees in open space, publicly owned open space. And the one project that I know you've been kind of nursing along here is the Quail Hill site. There's this beautiful loop trail there. And I
Laura's like, we should have a
assume
sleepover
the
party.
installation
Oh my
of
gosh,
trees,
it
the
might as
planting
well
of
be.
trees would be in relationship to that
Put our
trail.
PJs
so
on.
the shade and so forth.
So remember,
produced
once it
would
gets
be
time to us to testify, make
usable
sure you turn the
to
volume
trail
down on your
walkers,
computer.
hikers, and
Yeah.
the like. Am I correct?
And mute it
That is correct.
And
so it
And
doesn't
mute.
like
the
echoey or whatever.
Right. Okay.
mustard plant, which is a scourge out there, would the planting of trees be coupled with a plan to mitigate or eliminate that problem as well? Has that been thought about?
To an extent, yes. And actually, one of my colleagues is more closer to that project, but I believe it would be in that part of that first phase of that project is really doing a lot of clearing and site prep in order to make the site viable to plant trees in. And so, in essence, yes, that clearance and preparing the site inevitably would be mitigating that Spanish mustard.
Terrific. Let me ask you about, there was a chart you had that included, I think, 12 or 13 trees that regrettably are not suited to the climate trends.
Gotta make sure my phone got some
So-
charge on it.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
anticipatory
that's why on
thinking
the TikTok live, that's why I kept
going
on
into this
jiggling because
master plan
I had
as
it
well. Is that
charging.
correct?
Absolutely.
Two of my
I feel like I
favorites
have to yell
are
because I have my headphones
jacaranda
on. Can
trees,
you hear me
which are
okay?
just magnificent.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I can stop
live
yelling.
for a month or 6 weeks out of the year. And the crepe myrtle.
Doing that
which
TikTok live really
blooms
passed the
in
time,
late
though.
summer,
It did.
And
that
it's
dude
just
was
is
super cool. I
kind of a
learned so
sight to
much.
behold,
Yeah.
particularly if there are a number of them. But apparently, they don't do well in the increasingly warming climate. Is that correct?
That's correct. So working with our consultant, actually, which apologize, I don't
I'm
think we
just sharing
introduced
it out.
Kanami.
Yeah, me
Connie
too.
back there with Dudek. She's the one that really, she's a lot of the brain power behind this. And those two species, excuse me, it's not that they're
As
not going
much
to be
as
planted
it
or
is.
they're forbidden, but we just may want to consider alternatives, especially when we're looking at sites that may have limited irrigation or microclimates that are inevitably warmer during the summer months.
Right.
But absolutely, I agree with you. Jacarandas are amazing trees, and they're such a good tree for
Dude,
the
it's
right
gonna be
spot,
my husband's
as well as the
bedtime
crepe
in a
myrtle trees.
minute. It's gonna be
In
you're
fact,
like,
as an
"Oh,
arborist, I mean, those are two kind of your easy go-to trees. So we love planting them.
I know. I
But
still haven't ate
part of this
dinner
master
yet.
plan is, looking long-term. We're looking for 30 years ahead. And in
I
certain
went and grabbed a
situations,
handful
we
of
may need to consider
dill pickled
alternatives.
flaming hot
Yes.
Cheetos when I
Well, I appreciate that. And
Those things are so good.
the scientific approach to all this is it's just evident on virtually every page. So thank you. I have one more observation, or it's a question really. So, you know, I just marvel at the treescape when you're stuck in traffic on Culver, either direction, and you look to one side and the other, and you see these magnificent, I think they're 75 or 100 feet tall pine trees, and rows of them.
It's pretty cool. You can
So
like
that
flip
it's
the beans
like-
on the
It's
X
like you're on
too,
a
on the
road
live.
through a forest.
I don't even know what
It's
it
just
really
amazing.
does. You know, like
My
you do on
question is
TikTok.
this:
Yeah,
those trees
I
are
can't do it myself
50
though.
years old
Yeah.
or more. What happens when they die? Do you start planting trees now in between them so that we retain this magnificent treescape over time? Or do you just let them all die and then replace them and wait another 50 years till they look great?
That's a great question. Ideally, and I think with a master plan and a framework like this, what we can do is start to look at those areas strategically. You know, it's difficult to go plant new trees, and a
Yeah,
big
this
stand
is
of
one of the
obviously
longer ones
existing trees that are shading
for
things out.
sure.
But editing and always exploring opportunities to look for the future and longevity of the forest is part of what we're trying to achieve here. And so you're just pointing to one of the considerations that we looked at when we worked with Kanami and her team to do the analysis, and that's not only species diversity, but age diversity as well. And so when we don't have age
Oh, that
diversity,
sucks.
that's
I
when we run
didn't
into the problem that you just kind of outlined for
update
us.
the title of our
So
YouTube video
one of
as
the things we'll be trying to
Irvine,
do
California.
is
Saw his recording link on
and we
it.
got our work
Oh,
cut
yeah.
out for us because we also want to maintain the city's unique character. And you just outlined very well, that's a very distinct characteristic of Culver. Looks like a forest road. And so we have our work cut out for us, but that's what we're going to be doing is looking at this holistically, trying to diversify the species themselves, diversify the age of the tree specimens that are in there, and then ultimately keep the character of Irvine consistent. So it's quite a task.
Well, I'm
Anytime
sure
now, folks.
our current staff
Anytime.
is up to it, and please keep us advised. With that, I'd like to move adoption of staff recommendations, which
I
includes
know,
of course,
dude.
adoption of the master plan.
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Treceder. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I apologize for the interruption. We do
Oh,
have
yes.
members of the public who wish to speak.
Thank you. I had forgotten that. 3 people. Very well. Give them each 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mayor. If I could call forward Stanley Shaw. Mr. Shaw, are you here?
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
How
Hello.
long?
My
We've
name is
been
Stanley
on.
Shaw. I'm a sleep-deprived law student at UCI Law.
It is
I also
painful.
have an
It
undergraduate
is
minor
painful.
in forestry
We've been on for like
and
what,
prior
3.5
experience volunteering
hours?
with groups that plant
It's
trees
been
in
a
cities.
long
I
time.
encourage the City Council to adopt the Urban Forest Master Plan. I do have a suggestion for the city staff
Sleeping well.
on execution of the plan, but this will require an explanation first. The master plan has Irvine advancing its urban canopy cover from 21% to 30% by 2055.
I know,
This
Mike.
calls for planting 1,900 trees annually for the next 30 years and maintaining all
I'm gonna
those
do
city
that
trees.
error.
Page 44 of the plan recommends interested citizens to volunteer on Arbor Day or at a planting event if they have an interest in planting trees. But no specific group is identified, which introduces some friction for those who
Yeah,
want to help
yeah, it's
plant
been
those
about
trees.
3 hours. I don't know,
I've
man.
previously volunteered with Friends
Hold
of
on,
the
what
Urban
time is this?
Forest in the San Francisco Bay Area and
We were
Casey
here,
Trees in
what,
Washington, D.C.
a little bit
These
before
two
6?
groups host community tree plantings
My
on city
time?
streets and occasionally revisit those trees to prune and
Oh my
evaluate their
God,
health.
it was 6 my
These are fun
time.
events open to all, and they have big impacts.
So
In
4
the Bay
and
Area,
no
Friends of the Urban
way.
Forest has planted nearly
It has been
60,000 trees,
I mean,
half
not
of
6
all
hours. I think
street
it's been
trees
4
in
and a
San
half hours.
Francisco. In Washington, D.C., Casey Trees has been planting trees since 2001 and similarly planted 60,000 trees.
Yeah, I was
With a
wondering the
large
same
volunteer
thing,
pool to
Jen.
draw from, Casey Trees has
But I
a
do know,
goal of reaching 40% urban canopy
Kelly,
cover by
Mike,
2032,
me,
17
Misty,
years
we're
earlier
all
than
still on
Irvine's
them.
current goal.
So that's at least 4, and then, you know,
These
Jordan's
groups are
there.
models for what Irvine can have. My suggestion and hope is that the city council and staff promote the
And Jen,
creation
you're an
of
hour
a
ahead of me,
homegrown
girl.
group that plants trees
11:30
around
over there.
Irvine. I understand that the city may not be able to directly
Where?
create such
It's
a group,
11:30 on the
but I
East
hope
Coast.
that the city can, if possible,
Yeah, that's what
encourage
I was
citizens
saying.
to form a group and, if one is created,
My husband's gonna
closely
be like,
cooperate
I
with
need to
it.
go to bed. I
It can
gotta
save
work
the
in the
city
morning.
money by using
Sorry.
volunteers
You
for
know, it
tree
don't
plantings
matter. That
while
dude's
providing
on
a
Earth
healthy
Day.
and productive outlet for city
We'll be hearing him
residents.
snoring.
If city staff
Yeah.
wants to learn more, feel free to contact me using my number from the public comments list. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you leave your number with the clerk?
When I signed up, I left my number, but should I?
All right, please make sure they have your number, all right?
They're gonna do 5.2
thank
right
you for
after
your
this,
comments.
which I think is like
Our
nitrous.
next speaker is Eric Nishanian. Mr. Nishanian, you may unmute your mic.
Yeah, I
Thank
can
you,
wait.
council members, Mayor Agrin. I have no position regarding the plan, just a
I would
suggestion
wait
that
until
if the
I mean,
city
if you
has
want
a
to get
tree
back on
map,
the
that
can,
it
but
publish it on the internet, and if it does not have a
we'll
tree
be good
map,
for like another
that
10
it create
minutes.
one, and it can use, for example, the tree map that New York City has, and you can find that really easily by Googling New York City tree map. This will allow transparency and legacy. It can be used for educational purposes. It can be used for informational purposes between homeowners associations and the city for emergency
But dude,
purposes
you know,
and
thanks to everybody who's
otherwise.
hung in here this whole
With
time.
regard to
Yeah.
jacarandas
I mean,
and
seriously, 'cause
eucalyptus,
this
yeah,
is
we
all
don't need
personal
any more
possession. That's a
eucalyptus,
big
but
deal.
jacarandas are overrated. They clog drains. They also cause a stench when they are caught in wet terrains. But you want to attract more arborists and more people to the city, people that enjoy being outside. Maybe if they knew where to find all the prized trees in the city, you get more people coming to the city. They could be spending money too. It's pretty easy to find the trees. It's pretty easy to hike around Irvine, and it's a great educational tool. And it's the 21st century, and it should be pretty easy for the city to do. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Sylvia Walker. Sylvia, you may unmute your mic.
Hi, this is Sylvia Walker, Irvine resident. I wanted to reiterate the need
Depending
for
on how many
more
people,
trees
though,
in
I
the
don't know if you read on
IBC.
the
My understanding is that
or
the staff has not been that
Yeah, we can't
interested
see the
in
people online, so we
talking
don't know how
about
many
that.
people are there.
Perhaps I'm wrong, but
or
that
is
is
I'm
my
laughing my face
understanding at
off
the
at the
moment.
comment.
And
Hey,
that
Laura.
more emphasis is
I
well,
think
that
depending on how
they
many
prefer to
people have
concentrate on
signed up,
things like the
though,
Great
it might be
Park,
a
which
2-minute
is good.
limit. And I
And it's
think how
easier,
many speakers
but
did you say? 4 people
easier
for this
isn't
one?
always
I don't,
the only thing that is needed.
I don't
There
know.
are more trees and greenery needed in
remember.
the IBC,
That might have been
so
for
I
the
encourage
last.
that.
I know.
And there is another thing I wanted to talk about that has to do with I sent some emails to staff suggesting that on the list of trees that are wanted to be planted or part of the Irvine list. I suggested fruit trees be included on there. My reasoning for that is that staff had said
Dude,
at
this
one
lady
time
sounds
that
like
it
my
was
aunt.
difficult to get homeowners to buy
Like a lot like
into
my aunt.
putting trees on their
Which actually lives
property.
in Santa Barbara.
Fruit trees would have
Aunt Patty, is
double
that you?
benefit of providing
Aunt Patty?
something you could use, something practical, as well as just providing shade and tree cover.
Yeah, I'm glad that you suggested
And
we go
again,
on
that might be
that.
another
That
thing that
did
is easier to just
help a
concentrate on
lot.
some other trees
What?
that
Going on
may
TikTok
be
helped get
easier
through the
to
whole
Yeah,
waiting.
I
get
did.
wound up, but still,
It did.
it is something that should be considered, and it has additional
I still
benefit
got
in that perhaps
47% on my phone.
the homeowners
I'm
with
good.
these fruit trees could be encouraged to
What am I at?
somehow
Okay, I'm
donate
still good
extra
now.
fruit to the second harvest or something like that. I understand that maybe not all or even many
Yeah, I was just telling
would
my
buy into
husband,
it,
we've
but
been doing this
it's something to be considered
we've been
and to be
on
thought about.
Zoom
Um,
since
Also, I would just wanted to
5 and a
say
half
that
hours.
the
Yeah,
idea about adding
we
I
tested
something
just
about
realized
fruit
that.
on the school
Massachusetts one,
curriculum
and
is a great
then
idea.
hopped over
That's
to
my
here,
comment.
and then they took a break, and then
And that is
we went
always
live
true.
on TikTok, passing
Thank
the
you. That
time.
concludes our public comment.
Oh,
I see no further requests from council members to be heard. There is a motion properly before us. The motion is to adopt staff recommendations, which are in turn to adopt the urban forest master plan and to have us give staff direction to begin updating the urban forestry ordinance and other urban forestry related policies and documents aligning with the urban forest master plan recommendations. If this motion is adopted, when will you be returning to us with a progress report?
I wonder if they're voting on the
We're
kratom
looking at coming
tonight.
back in about 3 months.
I don't know.
approximately.
All right, right after the first of the year?
Yes.
How have y'all
Outstanding.
not had to go to the
Well, with
bathroom?
that, would the
I
clerk please call the
know.
roll?
Councilmember Carroll,
Maybe they are.
Councilmember
Maybe they
Doe?
have it built into
Yes.
their
Councilmember Lou,
seats.
Yes.
Councilmember Martinez Franco,
Yes.
Councilmember Treceder, Vice Mayor Mai,
Yes.
and Mayor Agron.
Yes,
Carry 7-0.
Okay, so
thank
5.2
you
is
again.
next.
Great work.
Then we're next after that.
That takes us to item 5.2. Would the clerk please identify this item by subject?
Consideration of a request by Councilmember Lou to discuss a nitrous oxide ordinance.
Yeah,
All right,
get rid of it.
Councilmember Lou, would you like to take 5.2 and 5.3
Okay.
together or one at a time?
Okay, Kelly.
One at a time, please.
All right, we'll start with item 5.2. Please go right ahead.
And before I start, can I ask for, well, I have three experts to give a little bit of their comment on the item.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
Well, you know what?
So
It is
can I
not a
ask-
good
Why don't you
substance to have
introduce
it
them
over
to
Right.
come
in.
forward?
So,
So I will have Chief,
Are they listed as public commenters?
no, I think I gave a list.
I do have Ryan Sherman as a public speaker, but he's the only one who signed up to speak.
Right. We already submitted to council services that we are asking Chief Ken and Chief Freeman to give a little bit of their comment.
We
Well,
do
it's,
have it noted that he's coming.
We'll accommodate this, no problem, but let me just be clear. How many requests for public comment are there?
Outside of Mr. Sherman, who was already going to speak, we have no additional requests.
All right, go right ahead, introduce your commenter, all right?
So first of all, I will invite Chief Kent to comment on this item.
they all look so perky too. Like it's
Sure. Thank
late
you,
as shit, bro.
Councilmember
They
Lou.
are.
Good evening, Council. My name is Michael Kent, Director of Public Safety and Chief of Police. I was asked to provide some feedback as far as our experience with nitrous oxide cases in the city of Irvine. So we pulled up some data, and as far as some of the incidents that we have dealt with specifically involving nitrous oxide, going back specifically to January of 2020, we've had a total
Not
of
yet.
69
They're almost getting to the
cases.
kratom part, so
For the
I'll
most
eat after we're
part,
done.
from 2020 through 2023,
Oh, they
the
trying to take
numbers
care of their
were
mama.
single digit
Their girls are
incidents
good
every
to
year.
you.
Last year in 2024, there was a
Because of
spike. We had a
kratom.
total of 28
Yeah.
incidents, and that was as a result of a TikTok trend that was.
I'm gonna have me a daughter-in-law
going
one
viral.
day. So
It was a hashtag whip talk. Obviously, these substances are known as whippets. So it just encouraged a lot more folks within our community to experiment with that. And as far as year to date, we've seen a significant decrease as from last year. So it's definitely going in the right direction. But overall, a total of 69 incidents. The majority of those are possession reports. There were some incidents that involved DUI and possession of other controlled substances as well. But essentially, that's the update I have on that.
Thank you. And next, may I have Chief Freeman give us a little report on what OCFA's experience is?
Evening, Mayor, Agron, and Council. I'll provide a few brief comments as it relates to nitrous oxide incidents that we've incurred. This also corresponds with a request that we had received from the Orange County Healthcare Agency. We ultimately compiled a report to which we provided to the Orange County Healthcare Agency, and this is essentially a summary of that report. We collected data from
Oh, I didn't mean to do
January
that.
1st, 2023 through March 17th of 2025. We did note that our data was limited with many gaps and challenges with analyzing the data, as most cases were categorized as general substance abuse or overdose. Additionally, there was a lot of variability in the documentation that was dependent on physical evidence or patient self-reporting. As far as the data is concerned, we had only 44 known cases of nitrous oxide related incidents, and that was out of 268,274 medical calls for service. Further, the data indicated that 72% of the cases occurred among age groups 13 to 34. Of the 44 cases of nitrous oxide usage, 4 were recorded for medical procedures, and the most common complaint was altered level of consciousness. Many patient settings for the recreational use included the presence of paraphernalia such as nitrous oxide canisters or balloons, and this represented 68% of the
Kelly's that
incidents.
she's double listening.
Yeah. Yep.
These incidents occurred in urban settings, residential areas, vehicles, public spaces such as parks and parking lots, and cities with the greatest number of nitrous oxide related incidents included Garden Grove, Irvine, and Santa Ana, and Irvine specifically had 11 recorded incidents requiring hospitalization. And that concludes my comments. I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. And last, may I introduce Mr. Ryan Sherman of the California Narcotic Officers Association.
Oh, that's that guy. Is that guy?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and
Yeah,
City Council members. I'm Ryan Sherman with Legislative Counsel for the California Narcotic Officers Association.
Wait, I don't know if that's him.
We're here to express our support for the proposal to follow up with the work of
What guy are you
Supervisor
talking
Katrina
about?
Foley.
The guy
who
we
led the
saw
effort
in
earlier
Huntington
this year to
Beach?
ban the sales and distribution of nitrous
Oh,
oxide
God.
within the
Missy, I don't know.
unincorporated areas of Orange County and established the
You're
policy
good
for
at
the
that kind
city
of
of
stuff.
Irvine.
I don't know if that's. I
Abusing
don't know.
nitrous oxide can cause serious life-threatening dangers, including oxygen deprivation, severe and permanent neurological damage, and psychiatric issues. As the Yale School of Medicine noted last year, quote, fueled by the fact that it is both legal and not difficult to get, recreational nitrous oxide use has skyrocketed in popularity, and its misuse is especially prevalent among adolescents and young
Yeah.
adults. Given the
Filling those little
accessibility of
tiny,
nitrous
the
oxide,
young brain
few
cells.
who use the substance recreationally are aware of how deeply dangerous it can be, with consequences including permanent, full, and or partial paralysis. The US FDA earlier this year warned in their publication titled FDA Advises Consumers Not to Inhale Nitrous Oxide Products, stating that inhaling nitrous
Dude, the
oxide
vendors
can
selling that
result in
stuff
a
are
range of
real
symptoms
slimy.
and
Yeah.
serious health problems, from blood clots, frostbite, weakened immune system, loss of consciousness, numbness, palpitations, paralysis, psychiatric disturbances, including delusions, hallucinations, paranoia, depression, and psychosis, as well as neurological and nerve damage, spinal cord and brain damage, heart
Oh my
attack,
God.
and in some cases, death by asphyxiation. On a
Oh,
daily
my
basis, our dedicated members witness firsthand the dangers intoxicating substances can pose to our children, families, and communities. The CNOA therefore respectfully urges the council to adopt a ban on nitrous oxide to ensure the city is a safe and healthy environment for all residents, especially our youth. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. So I'll start by talking about this, that I first became aware of this at a meeting with Supervisor Katrina Foley earlier this year. And at the meeting, several cities were discussing that they had issues with it. And in presence at the meeting was also the Vice President of the South Orange County College Board. And Mr. Ryan
Did you say his
Dakin,
name
he
was Ryan
also
Sherman?
saying that he was
I
aware
think
of
so, yeah.
college student use of
Ryan or
nitrous
Brian,
oxide,
I believe.
which was hard to detect because it was colorless and odorless. So unless you're looking for the right symptoms, you don't really know how to track any of this. And you have just heard of all the data on what damages this could cause. And so because of the gap in state law about whether personal use would be something that could very easily be evaded, we need to make sure that we don't have this available in Irvine. And just to report on what recently had happened, that as recent as October 9th, in Irvine, there was actually a car crash on Harvard Avenue in Coronado, where a 21-year-old woman was suspected of carrying nitrous oxide when she was cited for DUI. And on August 27th this year in Tustin, there was a car that was stopped where the driver was suspected for using
This looks like.
nitrous oxide while driving near
Oh,
the
it
hill
does
in
work.
El Camino.
That's cool.
And
What?
they found
Little
90
sticker in the
canisters
chat.
in his car.
I wonder what
So
it looks
this
like right
is
here.
not an isolated
Oh, I
incident.
can't put it
There's
on the screen.
I don't see no
a
stickers.
report of 6 deaths in LA County today related to use of nitrous oxide abuse. So this is something that I feel like we
It
should
says related, but
locally
it's like,
plug
what
this
else do they
loophole
have in
and
there?
make sure
This
that
one.
we are all
Yeah.
aware of this issue.
I'm glad I
and
didn't mess
protect
around with that
Irvine
stuff.
residents.
Yeah, I did when I
And,
was like
if
younger.
you have any
The whip it.
questions, we're happy to answer.
Thank you, Councilmember Lou. Councilmember Carroll, then Councilmember Mai, then Councilmember Martinez Franco.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. And yeah, thank you, Councilmember Lou, for bringing this forward. I think that, well,
Yeah,
let me just ask if I
Dang,
can ask maybe
Kelly.
our city attorney a couple of questions. The first thing is the
I
memo
know,
says,
Jen, me too. But it's like
request
at
that
least
the
it's
city
not
manager,
lumped
attorney, and city
together
staff propose
like it
and
usually is.
enact a nitrous oxide. So I guess
I
whatever's
would click
passed
on
tonight, I'm
first.
not going to be voting to enact anything. I think I would be amenable to sending something to
Yep,
staff
girl,
to
me
look at
too.
it,
And the
but,
little crackers.
Yeah, I
but
used
I
to
don't
do
know how
the
we enact something
balloons,
we haven't
but
seen yet. So
Or
I would
whatever.
imagine just
but
procedurally
not
it'd have to come
like
back to us. Is that right?
chasing a
There's-
high
there's
from
no
them.
ordinance before you.
Oh,
And
well,
it
I
talks
would.
about
I don't know. I guess
establishing
it is
criminal
high. You just be
penalties.
like
Yeah.
Now, I know that criminal penalties are
out
generally
of your
reserved for the
mind for a
state of
few
California Penal
seconds.
Code.
Yeah.
The
We used to
state
just
law,
do it to
but
change our
what
voice.
can the
Uh-huh.
city do? We can establish something. I mean, I know we can do fines, right? So but what can we do if we wanted to do something from a criminal perspective?
It's just
Most
crazy to me. You can
violations
buy
of
this
the
stuff off
Irvine
like
Municipal Code
TikTok
are a
Shop
misdemeanor.
now.
Yeah.
So what does that
Like
mean?
never
That
in
means
my,
that
I
they
would
can
have
be
never thought.
penalized as a misdemeanor, so a low-level crime, but they can be penalized as a crime. And I think the maximum, I'm looking at the chief to help me out on the criminal side, but I think the maximum penalty for a crime
Man,
is
my
6 months in jail.
volume is
$1,000.
low on my earbud for some
Okay,
reason.
so we
No, it
actually
was
could
low on
assess
here.
some kind of
Okay.
some penalty.
Dude, I still haven't
of
found those
some sort,
earbuds I
is
lost.
that right?
The city doesn't.
Criminal penalty.
I must have
The
thrown them
city
away.
can.
I
It
can't
is
believe
within
that.
its repertoire. It's for many violations of the municipal code, including this one, if the city decides to ultimately enact an ordinance. Yes.
Okay.
If I If I could just clarify, Council Member, the report would be forwarded to the District Attorney's Office for charge consideration. So if there are,
Well, that's
if
a
there are charges
policeman on the
filed, obviously it
thing.
wouldn't be through the city, it would be through the District Attorney's Office.
Okay, and you said that the instances of this matter have been going down? You said something about moving in the right
This
direction?
year as compared to last year, correct?
Okay. And I guess the question is, I'd be open, council member, if, you know, to some kind of review and have it come back to us. I don't know how I would, you know, I wouldn't be able to, probably can't add too much on 7 days' notice of something. I wasn't part of Katrina Foley's event a few months ago, so I don't really know the details. If this is a real problem for the city of Irvine and we have to address it, you know, I would definitely want to be supportive of that. I just don't know, just at first blush, I'm not sure what this ordinance would do in terms of a deterrent for, you know, unfortunately, young people abusing the product. And I see that, you know, you also, there's a bunch of things about exemptions because of, I mean, you know, food service would be able to, you know, need to use
I was looking at it in a good way.
the gas
He's
for
saying let's not jump to
whipped cream or
jump into it.
whatever these things are used for in food service. So that kind of leaves just sort of this open gap. So I'm open to it. That's just my view on it before we, you know, kind of just make a law. And I don't want to have a hammer in search of a nail issue as much as I'd like to know that the police chief of Irvine and our division chief actually comes here and says, yes, we actually need this because we have a real problem and we think that'll actually
I just
have some
realized
type
my
of a
lighting
deterrent
has
effect
dimmed
if
because
we
it's on a
start arresting
timer.
people and having them prosecuted and put in jail for 6 months. And we have a real problem, but I'm open to it. So those are my views. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Carroll. Councilmember Mai.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, thank you for your testimonies, and thank you, Councilmember Liu, for bringing this forward. You know, discussion of this thing is important. Discussion at all levels of illegal use of recreational drugs is worthy. So thank you for bringing that forward. I believe in education. I learned early on that huffing is bad, and that was enough to steer me away from it. I mean, I was told, I don't know if it's true, but you know, one inhaling of whippets can kill enough brain cells of drinking a beer for a whole year every single day. I don't know if it's
Damn.
true, but it was enough to scare me. You know, the thing with nitrous oxide is it's an unfortunate trend on TikTok, on social media with the youth. There's one thing I know about this is that under California law, it's already illegal. It's illegal to use it on a recreational basis. It's illegal to sell it for recreational purposes. It's illegal to sell it to minors. If you are selling it for food purposes or as laughing gas, they call it, or as a dentist, they use nitrous also. There's pretty strict regulations on it in terms of who you sell it to, when you administer it. You have to document all of this. You know, a lot of this is, it's already covered by California state law, and I think that for us to do anything at the local level is overstepping
Same
and
thing
going
you said
outside
about
of our
kratom.
mandate in our jurisdiction.
It's not illegal.
You know, even though the gesture
There's
and
no
the
state law
content
in California.
of the proposal are good. I just think that it's already illegal in all forms. Even and then regulating it. I mean, making it illegal. It's already illegal to obtain it for recreational use. But you know, I don't see any stores in Irvine selling it because it is illegal. You can't. I've been to other states and you can buy stuff that's called
I wonder if
Galaxy
those look
Gas
at
or
local stores, though.
colorful stuff in other stores in other states, but it's not in California. And it certainly is not in like a 7-Eleven in Irvine or anything like that. So I really don't see the teeth behind this. Is what I mean. But it is a, thank you for bringing it forward, but I just don't see the teeth on it.
Thank you, Councilmember Mai. Councilmember Martinez Franco.
Yes, I have a lot of questions here. The first one, how easy is for minors to buy nitrous oxide? And I guess this could go together. Do you need a license to buy it? I don't know who wants to answer that.
Is that question directed to the chief, to the city attorney?
I could respond to that. Thank you, council member. It's not something that's readily available for purchase at a store for someone that's whether a minor or an adult to just go in there and buy it. You have to have a specific type of license to purchase such product. You know, so whether you're in the medical field or a similar field where it's used for legitimate use for the business, that's how you can have access to it.
And with that, how many facilities in Irvine sell these?
I'm not sure I can tell you that.
Okay,
hope
so you
none if
mentioned
it's
there's
illegal.
declining cases,
Right.
which leads me to think that this was a fad trend in TikTok. For me, accepting this, it will be
Yeah, we're
accepting
still
that
tuned in,
Irvine
Mike.
has a nitrous oxide problem,
Tuned in, turned
which is
up, ready to go.
quite huge.
Make it this
And
long
with
without
this, will be also
saying
put it
nothing.
in our their program that is not being successful in educating our kids in not using this kind of alternative drugs for use. And I really, really regard over their program, our police department, and everything they do to
Mike.
keep our communities safe. Now, if we do create an ordinance and like Councilmember Carroll was mentioning about the violations, then do we have a violation for each drug? Are we gonna say, oh, you know, if we find them using cocaine, it's this. If we find them using, I don't know what other illegal drugs are there. So we are gonna need to classify each drug for
I'm not
violations.
sure what you
And the
classified now.
last one, I want to know how is the county regulating these since they already passed an ordinance?
As far as the county and how they're taking enforcement action, it's specifically with the sheriff's department. I know the sheriff's department, it's an ordinance they use across their contracted cities. But for us, what we rely on are the penal code, health and safety code, and the vehicle code. They all have different sections that could be applicable to this. For example, if someone is under the influence of nitrous oxide and is involved in some sort of a DUI incident, they would be arrested for a California Vehicle Code section that's applicable to that. And in the narrative of the report would be very descriptive as far as what is that substance that created them to be under the influence. The possession and mere possession of nitrous oxide, which is the most common out of all the incidents that I mentioned to you, that falls under a penal code section, but there's also a health and safety section that we can potentially use to properly take someone into custody or cite them for it.
So there is already penalties that people can face for using this illegal drug, right?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Let me, I see Councilmember Carroll wishes to be heard, then Councilmember Liu. I understand we have two public commenters as well. Why don't we hear from Councilmember Liu and
They have a
I'm
lot
sorry,
of a
Councilmember
good
Carroll
turnout
first,
for like
then
public
Councilmember
comment,
Liu,
you know?
then from the
Yeah.
public commenters and see if we can wrap this particular item up. Councilmember Carroll?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just briefly, I just wanted to, if I could, Chief, continue what Councilmember Martinez Franco was saying. I think this seems like the logical next step to ask you. I think we should do that, the seven of us, if we're going to promulgate criminal law here. It sounded to me like you said, and I don't want to put the words, in your mouth, you're the police chief of the safest state in America. So do we need this? It sounded like what you just said was the tools in the possession of the men and women of the Irvine Police Department are sufficient to handle this issue. I don't want to follow the county because what they're doing in the unincorporated areas, because I don't know if Sheriff Barnes came to the supervisors and urged Supervisor Foley to move on this. But I do have the ability here in Irvine on behalf of us up here to ask you, do we need it? Do you have what you already need in your toolbox to go ahead and assess this issue, you know? Just to kind of continue what Councilmember Martinez Franco went
Yeah.
in the direction I think she may have been going.
Sure, council member. And to sum up
That's
to sum up
insane.
the response to your questions, we have laws in place that help us take enforcement action specifically in dealing with nitrous oxide related incidents.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Chief. Thanks, Mayor.
Councilmember Lou.
Well, to answer some of the questions, I'm going to have to invite Mr. Sherman up here again to answer some of the questions that were posed. But I have to add that the Orange County Healthcare Agency had actually published a report in August in regards to nitrous oxide use and an issue with it. And the current law, like I said, is given a loophole that's basically don't ask, don't tell. There is a ban on personal use, but the sellers are not responsible for checking that. And what happens is that it is very accessible. You can get them on Amazon or any retail places, and the retailers are not asking what the purpose is for these products. And people who buy them will just put them in balloons and sell them at parties, and that's where the kids will get access to this
I
kind
mean,
of
that seems like something I
items.
don't know if they can
But
even.
I will have Mr. Sherman answer some of the questions.
I mean, you would think if there's like an influx of balloons being made.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, that is his name,
Yeah, I
Sherman.
just did a quick search, and it seems like there's a number of places that sell these canisters in Irvine, including some of the big retailers. Whether it's
Oh,
a
like
problem or
Costco.
not, that, you know,
Kelly.
the council wants to consider. If things are trending in the right way, it sounds like there's fewer incidences this year versus
Man,
last
my
year.
lights are
That's
so dark.
great. You
Like
know, who
they
knows if
have
that's
like a
gonna
timer
stay
on
that
it.
way. As
Yeah,
far
I am
as
just sitting in the dark.
state law goes, city
I'm
attorney
about to
was
turn my lights
absolutely
off so I
correct.
can match you.
There are laws on the
I need to
books
get like a ring
addressing
light
this,
that I can put
but as
on my
Councilmember Lee
that's like
pointed out,
smaller.
the sales and
The one I have is
distribution
way
of
too
nitrous
big. You have to like
is
set it up, plug
not
it up, put it on a tripod.
it's not affected as far as the intent for recreational purposes. So as she stated, if somebody says, hey, I want to buy, 30 cases of these whippets because I'm going to make a whole bunch of whipped cream, then they can purchase that and there's no problem. And I believe that the proposal that Orange County passed, and I think Costa Mesa passed it last month as well, it would restrict the sales to those food service type industries that use the big, those big giant canisters filled with nitrous oxide for those purposes. And they have smaller ones too that are,
Halloween.
maybe 10 pounds or so, but it wouldn't be the little ones that are the most prevalent throughout the state. And I would imagine here in Orange County as well.
I'm gonna stop messing with this.
And if I may add this, the reason why I'm bringing this forward is because we don't want it to become an issue. We don't want to start seeing an increase in injuries and death due to the use or abuse of nitrous oxide. And the fact that we are lucky enough in Irvine to not see that problem yet doesn't mean we should just ignore it. While the other cities in Orange County or throughout California have already moved forward with similar ordinances, and there are exemptions for legitimate use for medical or food service purposes. So I don't see why we need to wait. I'll give examples like City of Stanton had already adopted a similar ordinance, City of Orange, Santa Ana, and
They're taking a long time on this.
Costa Mesa, La Habra. I mean, these are in
Yeah.
Tustin, Fountain Valley, Newport Beach. These are all cities that have been working on a similar ordinance to plug that hole and make sure that our kids are protected.
Yeah, I agree,
And
Kelly.
so I don't understand why we are waiting for something devastating to happen before we act on this.
Well, let me jump in here, if I could. If I heard it correctly,
Sorry if this is
the
loud.
chief said he has the requisite tools to deal with this problem in Irvine, under state law and various provisions of the health code, maybe the vehicle code, penal code. I think that was his answer. Councilmember Carroll said specifically, I don't want to be putting words in your mouth. Am I putting words in your mouth? And indicated he has the requisite tools at this time. Forgive me for being lawyerly about this, but I want to know what we're doing before we do it. And I want to know what state laws are in place. We're obligated, of course, to enforce state law in our city. Is state law adequate? Is it inadequate? I think I'd like the answer to that first. If it's inadequate, then we could take a look at what we might do locally.
Just take possession
This
off.
sounds to me like an issue that deserves a little bit of investigation, a little bit of information coming back to us before we
You better say the
enact
same thing about
anything
Kratom.
or give
Yeah.
direction to prepare an ordinance of any kind. I want to understand
Instead of just
what is the
being all
state
willy-nilly.
law in all of this, and how does it work? And the fact that other cities are moving on this, much of politics nowadays is performative. Would that really make a difference locally in those cities? I don't know. Or is state law adequate that those cities could simply start enforcing state law? And finally, I just want to say that accompanying this, I think, is the question of how effective are our education programs? Because, this is
Yeah.
the flavor of the day, the trend of the day, the fad of the moment.
It's
Or is
either
it
that
something
or,
more
I mean,
serious
in
than
this
that?
instance, I will
And
say
I
save the
think
kids is kind
what
of like,
Councilmember Mai
yeah.
said about
I mean, I did it as a
education
kid,
and what
but
we're doing with our DARE programs and so forth in the schools.
again, I mean, places
It
shouldn't be
seems to
selling
me
this shit to kids in the first
that's
place.
worth
Right.
thinking about as well. If we're going to get into this
But yeah, the
field,
whole let's nip it in the
I
bud.
think we need to inform ourselves first about the status of
Get out way before
the
TikTok.
matter and what our appropriate role
This
might
dude
or might
knows. He's
not
just
be.
acting like he don't.
That's
Come
my
on,
own
man.
view on this.
They know they done cracked a couple whippets open in
Was
their
that
day.
Sorry, Councilmember Liu, you asked to be recognized.
No, was that a question for Mr. Sherman or for me?
I'm sorry, I can't hear
Was
you.
that a question for Mr. Sherman or for me?
No?
Oh.
It was a rhetorical question or comment. But again, is there a motion in front of us at this time?
I can
We haven't heard
propose
from-
one.
We haven't heard from individuals either. Why don't we do that?
Right,
now?
well, just to quickly answer Mayor's question about which law it is, it's California Penal Code Section 381B. But again, what I'm proposing is to have that ban, so we have that local requirement to require the vendors, retailers to know what the individual is using this for. So we are not going to allow them to find that loophole and use the loophole to hurt our
So
both in Irvine.
if somebody wants to buy, forgive me for my ignorance in this whole field, but if somebody wants to buy 12 cans of whipped cream,
Uh-oh, Jen, where'd you go?
12 canisters, would that person have to would that person have to fill out something and say what they're using it for, or have
Well, I
a
mean,
big
when you buy
party, or
Superfed, you're only
are
allowed a
they,
certain amount.
do they have a criminal intent here?
If you don't mind, Mr. Mayor, I believe the whipped cream would not be included, depending on how you guys write your ordinance, but I can't imagine whipped cream being included in the ban. And I would imagine if somebody wanted to buy those whipped cream canisters, as many as they want, and then try to suck the knocks out of it, and then try to sell that or provide it at a party, don't know how we would stop that. I think that would be way too complicated. I think we're looking at, just selling the canisters of just the nitrous oxide. And the concern there is as far as, some type of deterrent effect. Well, if you're not selling it in the city, that would make it much more difficult for people who are interested in using this for recreational purposes or dangerous purposes to be able to obtain it in the city.
So you were referring to mid-sized canisters and much larger ones.
Of just the
and
nitrous.
And you're also referring now to a small container of.
That's what they sell in like vape shops and things like that. And even in some of the bigger retailers, you can get a package of 6 or 12 of these little canisters that you screw into a canister to make your own whipped cream. And you pour the cream, sugar, vanilla into the canister, and then you attach the.
Are those illegal now in the state?
They're not illegal in the state because they're being sold for food purposes. And they're marketed that way. And you can buy them at, Walmart or Target or wherever. The vape shops, though, they sell them for entirely different. They're not selling it, in the same store with cream and vanilla and things like that. They're selling it in a head shop along with a lot of other paraphernalia.
All right. Councilmember Mai.
Yeah, since you're up there, I just have a question too on that. As the mayor mentioned, whipped cream, they can buy in bulk. You're talking about loopholes. I hear the term loopholes. That could be a loophole, buying whipped cream. Another loophole could be buying the spray that you clean your computer parts or your keyboards with.
Duster.
People can buy that at an electronic shop as well. Where do we step in and start saying, hey, this should be illegal and this should not, or what people are doing? People huff everything. And I'm not for that. I'm saying don't do that, but they can do that. But I don't know one vape shop in Irvine. Maybe I'm just ignorant. I don't know of a vape shop in Irvine. I know there's vape shops in Tustin, Santa Ana, other places, but in Irvine, we're pretty regulated here in terms of tobacco sales. And
I have to go
vape
again.
stores.
I don't know
I
how
don't think that
they
we even
have
sell
not
that
gotten up
here,
to go pee.
or I've never seen a canister of marketed toward a consumer for use. I've seen the food ones, as you mentioned, and they're extremely regulated on who you can sell it to. And I mean, the bottom line is it's illegal to use recreationally. It's illegal to sell it recreationally, and it's illegal to sell it to minors. And I understand where you're coming from. I understand, what you represent, and hey, that's great.
Oh
but,
my gosh.
there's a point where we step over the line in terms of what we can or can't
That
do.
was
when
horrible.
the state is already saying that it's illegal. Do you agree that it's illegal
My
in the state
internet
of
just
California
completely
to
went
use
out.
it
Just
recreationally?
off it. Just
Yes. Thanks.
All
And
right.
I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what's
Councilmember Wu,
happening?
what would you wish to do?
I'm glad it didn't stop
so
the whole
can I
stream though, because that
ask-
would have really sucked.
So under the current law, are we seeing an issue with misuse of nitrous oxide?
Yes, I'm not sure the exact details in the city of Irvine. However, the FDA has noted that it's increasing throughout the country, and they've issued warnings as recently as this summer.
I don't know if Misty answered your
warn,
question, Mike, but
consumers.
I usually
about,
say, even
this
though
thing.
I'm from Tennessee,
And would you
I know
say
that there are
that
people that
the
are,
current
they're in
code
California that could
is
benefit
as
from trade
effective
on this.
as
So I'm
it
using,
as
I'm
we
being
would
the
like
voice
it to
of
be
people
to
that stay here.
completely eradicate this misuse of nitrous oxide?
But she may
think
have
there's a
already, I don't
loophole
know,
in the
because I've
current
been like
law
trying to get my internet.
that allows sales to be made in cities, counties
I mean,
throughout the
because dude,
state
a lot of
where
these people have no idea, you know, I mean, a lot of people don't
and maybe
understand that
it's
freedom's
not as
constantly
much of
under
a
attack.
problem here, but it seems like it's a
They wouldn't know to
problem
check
in a
their,
lot
you
of
know,
other
local areas
jurisdictions.
and stuff.
And so selling this nitrous
I don't think that
and making
people
it
in city
available
council realize
when
that.
there's no, culinary purpose, that seems to be an
Oh,
issue
someone
in
give
a
her
lot of places.
sleepy time tea before it's our time.
And in your experience in your line of work, has this been something that you would see, something that cities, municipalities should probably do something about to maybe not to overstep our boundary, but to
like they're taking a lot of time on this.
Enhance what the
I'm
state law
surprised.
is trying to accomplish.
Yeah, dude,
I think if
my
the
whole
city
internet went
is
out,
experiencing
and I was like,
concerns
"Are
with this
you kidding
product,
me?"
it's definitely
And
within
it
their
wasn't, everybody
authority
else's was fine. So I'm like trying to
regulate it,
reconnect to
ban
go
it
closer to the router,
more
and I'm like, I'm just
stringently
glad it didn't end the
than the
stream when
state.
you were saying it.
State's kind of
And
set
I'm
the
also glad
floor,
it was your screen that's
not a
being
ceiling
shared.
on this issue. And so I think that's why there's been a lot of
Because
action
that was
on this topic throughout Orange County and throughout the state.
And Mayor, if you don't mind, I would like to make my motion now.
All right, once you make your motion, we'll have public comment with your motion before us, all right?
Who's there in the public?
So my motion will be,
maybe it's somebody against it, or you know, like wanting it to be banned. Or, who knows?
I can take that out. My motion will be to direct city attorney, city manager, city attorney, and city staff to propose a nitrous oxide ordinance within the city of Irvine with the following considerations: outlining definitions and authority over the discretion of the nitrous oxide ordinance, establish standards for civil and criminal penalties for violations for both individual and business entities, including but not limited to the revocation of business licenses that sell, attempt to sell, offer, distribute, or otherwise provide any device that contains any quality or
They're
administered
serious about this, man.
nitrous oxide for personal and or recreational use, and defining clear exemptions to this ordinance for specific wholesale capacity retailers for dentistry applications, food production in a commercial kitchen, commercial sale for the purpose of producing food products for commercial use, vehicle performance applications, medical or dental care, sale, attempt to sell, or distribute pharmaceutical-related products and other circumstances permitted under state and federal law.
Very well, that's the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Treceder. Why don't we now hear from the individuals who wish to comment on this as part of public comment?
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Peterson, go right ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Our first speaker is telephone number 347. 347, you may unmute your mic.
Yes, this is Steve Fox. This proposal, this nitrous oxide ordinance is redundant. California Penal Code sections 381B, C, and E already make it illegal to possess, inhale, or sell nitrous oxide for recreational use. In addition, the Orange County Board of Supervisors has already enacted a county-wide ban with identical exemptions and penalties, even though Councilmember Liu's memo incorrectly states that the county only covers the unincorporated areas where the Board of Supervisors meeting on February 11th, 2025, item S31E specifically states throughout the quote, throughout the county, end quote. The voice of OC got it wrong. So if you relied on secondhand info, it is best to go right to the source. Councilmember Liu's memo states California Penal Code section 381B, but fails to mention California Penal Code sections 381C and E that cover retail stores. Her memo also incorrectly states that quote, it remains available for purchase at specific retailers, including smoke shops, online vendors, and other entities. Not true. And if it is, that's kind of hard to monitor. Her memo simply restates what's already prohibited. It doesn't
Like,
fill
they're
a
taking
legal
a
gap.
lot of time
It only
just for this, and
duplicates
it's a
existing
redundant
laws. The
ass
only effect that this has is it creates unnecessary overlapping enforcement and takes up city time and resources. If the goal is education or public awareness, that can be achieved through outreach, not a redundant ordinance. This agenda item, along with her cranium ordinance, seems to be self-serving, and I am wondering if the city manager vets these type of items, especially from new council members who repeatedly copy agenda topics from other cities just to give themselves some relevance. And making statements that are not true does not help her credibility either. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Eric Nishanian. Mr. Nishanian, you may unmute your mic.
Council members, Mayor Agron, this is a non-issue. It's a waste of time. Irvine sells strawberries. I like strawberries. Strawberry shortcake requires whipped cream. Whipped cream is legal. Any kid can go into a store, regardless of age, and go buy a canister of whipped cream and sit on the freaking curb and freaking whip it.
Whip it.
What are we doing?
Whip it good.
Chief Kent was right about the laws, but he was right about the availability of nitrous oxide.
This
Nitrous
definitely woke
oxide is
me up.
legal. I can buy it online. The city of Irvine has not had a smoke shop forever, ever, never. We barely have liquor stores.
Oh.
What are we doing? This is a waste of time. At least I get to drink a cocktail right now. And if I want to go down to the local market, I can go buy a whipped cream canister and whip some nitrous oxide. This is a waste of time. You got bigger and better things to discuss. Stop this nonsense. Thank you.
He sounds like that Fast and Furious dude.
Yeah, he does.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. There is a motion and a second has been provided, so the motion is properly before us.
Yeah, Kelly.
Is there final discussion on this? I'm going to call on.
Yeah, that was
Councilmember
pretty epic.
Martinez Franco
That was
first.
epic.
Yeah, with all the evidence, and
He's like,
again, I have
whoa.
fully trust in our police department that they're doing their job when it comes to detaining these people.
But who knows? There could be some quack that brought this to the
won't be
city.
able to support it.
council, I
However,
could call
if Councilmember Lou is open, I can offer a letter of support for the ordinance that Supervisor Foley already has. My office can happily extend that letter of support and just say that we are against selling that to minors, but to create a new ordinance and create more
Dude, I'm
other
so
things,
hungry
I
right now.
won't be able to support.
You're so what?
Thanks.
Hungry.
Me too.
All right, Councilmember Lou.
Vin Diesel came and dropped it.
That's his name. Yeah. I was trying to think of his name.
The misunderstanding is that the county passed it and the county's authority will be in the
was like,
unincorporated
never,
area. And as far
ever.
as cities are concerned, we have our own rights to make our own ordinances. Is that correct?
Am I a Dr. Pepper, man?
Yes.
Yes.
Me too.
So the argument that the county had already passed a similar issue or ordinance, and this will be redundant, would not be a correct argument against
I think they've been on
Irvine
this for
having
an
our
hour
own
at least.
ordinance. And that I did not say that this is a new thought. I did say that this is a way for all of us cities, all of our municipalities in the neighboring area to have similar laws. So this sale will be
35%.
deterred in Orange
I
County.
don't like it when
And
it gets
hopefully
below
we'll be able to
35. I
protect
freak
Orange
out.
County
Like, it needs to be
residents and children. And the fact that this has not become an issue in Irvine doesn't mean that we should just sit on our hands, especially when in fact
there they
neighboring
go, Mike.
cities are
And shit, nip it in the bud.
already passing ordinances like this. We don't want to be the ones that are.
Oh, is it?
that-
It's a
that are-
wealthy area.
That's the destination for people who want to buy a whippet when
Oh,
Tustin,
it is a
it's not
wealthy
available in
area.
Tustin, or it's not available in Santa Ana or Costa
That's
Mesa.
actually a really good word
Um,
for her.
Is she the one who wrote the Kratom
I'm quite
ordinance?
frankly surprised that this
I
is
think that's what
so
Mike said.
controversial. And
I think that's what
for
he
a
said.
city that cares so much about protecting children, that this is
Because I think her name's
something
Lou.
that I thought my
Yeah.
colleagues will support. And to have this much of a pushback on it is quite frankly surprising. And if I remember correctly, maybe I can check with Chief Kent. I believe there are only 2 smoke shops in Irvine.
2 smoke shops and you want to ban Kratom?
My apologies, council member. Can you repeat that question? How many smoke shops do you have?
Yeah.
Golly.
I don't have the exact number.
Now she's mad
Okay.
because dude,
Well,
Bandy's
and this
going
is
be someone
again,
off on
like
her.
Mr. Sherman said, it's not just
Or about
sold
it.
in smoke shops. They're also sold at any retailer, like Target.
Now she's just like trying to
Or
go
you
back
can
on
just
free
buy it
internet.
online.
Well,
So
you're
this
right.
is something that we're giving, well, the purpose of having these laws is also to allow law enforcement to have that, to go by. So they can
She's talking in
enforce it
circles. Get the-
and deter any actions or, you know,
I'm hungry.
harass anybody who breaks the laws and hurt
I
anybody.
want you to get
And
done
our
with
job
this,
as
Lou.
a city council is to protect the residents' welfare, safety, and health. And this goes straight
Jen
to
Mercier said
our
that she is the one that wrote
purpose
the Kratom
and
ordinance.
our
Okay.
obligations to our residents. So with that,
I can't believe Jen Mercier's still awake.
I guess
I was just thinking that, like,
there's
it's
a
almost it'll be 1 o'clock in
motion
the
and
morning
it's
before you
properly
know it.
seconded. I'm okay with taking a vote.
Well, let me say
Whipped
a word or
cream.
two here if I could. Mr. Melching, there's a state law. There is state law that we enforce locally. Is that correct?
Correct.
There's a county law, which is that applicable countywide?
Not.
Oh
the
my
city of
God, so
Irvine
there's-
doesn't enforce county laws,
What?
so
By choice, but can we?
we cannot.
We cannot. And I guess the question I have is, what is the gap in state law that we're trying to fill here?
Bro,
What is
you
wrong?
have got to
What is
be
inadequate about the
kidding.
state law?
Dude, I bet
And
Jordan.
forgive me,
like,
I
man,
yield to nobody
I
in
know. Let me message him.
protecting the welfare of
it's like he
people
probably
of
got his
Irvine, but
hopes up,
especially children
thinking he
who
was about to be
get
up next.
engaged
And
in
here we are an
one
hour and a
fad
half
after
later.
another, killing themselves and
Like, man, this is
otherwise
insane,
injuring
dude.
themselves.
Mayor,
But I want to know that we've got a real problem here. If we have
We
a
should have known when
problem,
they had 2
or is
songs
this a
from the
solution in
Marriott
search
and
of a
they were in no
problem?
hurry.
Do we have a problem with inadequate law? I just think
Jordan
we
should
need
just
to
spend the night in a hotel or something.
actually
Yeah.
pay attention to what we're doing here and whether there is a gap that needs to be filled locally. Go ahead, Mr. Melching.
So Mayor, I can speak to the legal side of it, whether these legal considerations are relevant in the context of Irvine. That would be more coming from the chief's side of this table. On the legal side of it, Penal Code
Yeah.
Section 381B makes it illegal to sell for recreational use. But in order to prove that crime, you must prove that it was sold with the intent
Oh
that
my.
the nitrous oxide be used recreationally. The local ordinance removes that intent element, the need to prove intent. Instead, it just provides an outright prohibition. There may be no sale for recreational use, and it doesn't matter if the intent of the seller exists or not. That's one
Oh,
so-called
man.
gap that has been discussed in the context of other cities addressing this.
So reference was made about purchasing something on Amazon. So let's say somebody wants to purchase
Major medical
some
school
of this
nurses,
prohibited
but They've also done a good
use
deal of creating research.
product,
Oh, that's cool to
nitrous
know.
oxide, online
Which is also crazy they're talking
and,
about banning it
with
though.
the intent, the person purchasing it with the intent wants to use it recreationally.
Okay.
And I assume Amazon wants to sell it to anybody.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Mayor, I apologize. I know it
Yeah.
is, but probably can't answer that question because it has to do with the reach of Irvine's
Like,
ability
could you
to
imagine
enforce
trying? Oh
against
my
the
gosh, I
Amazon
just, I
retailer
don't
who
even
is
know.
not in the city.
Like, I see people getting,
So if
no.
if it was a different hypothetical and it was somebody, a retailer actually.
I'm gonna
brick and
charge
mortar
my damn
retailer
phone.
Selling in the city, I could answer the question.
I'm getting
Whether
nervous.
Irvine can enforce its Irvine law against a retailer, say, in South Carolina.
Well, yeah, but
Who initiates that transaction? I don't know the legal answer to that.
exactly.
tell
It's
you
like,
what,
you can't
as far as
prove
the
what somebody
motion
wants to do. If
goes,
they
I mean, you can
say,
have somebody
well, I
try to
bought it
draft
for,
a-
I'm buying it for
draft an
cupcake.
ordinance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying? That,
Yeah.
like,
There ought
at
to
that
be some
point, like,
analysis associated with this.
what is that
the
person in
gap
California or
that we're trying to
Colorado,
fill?
wherever the hell they're at?
We ought to have a
They're
better
selling it
description
online.
of the
They're just going by
problem.
what
Is
Billy
this
said
a
about making
solution
cupcakes.
in search of a problem, or do we have a real problem? Or do we expect there'll be a real problem?
I don't
I'm,
think y'all are expecting a real problem with this.
again,
man.
very skeptical about diving in on something like this.
I've already
The
kind
the
of done
lawyer in me
down on
just
it.
says, watch what you're doing here. Be smart, be thoughtful, know what you're doing before you do it. And I think your motion allows us to, I think, look into this
I don't
further.
understand how they haven't paid.
But
I
I've
know.
like
I'm very
15
skeptical that we're
since
doing
it
anything
started.
useful here. And I'll just
Like
leave it
they
at that.
haven't peed. They still look like they
Any other,
supercharged, ready to go.
What is the motion? Could the clerk please read back the motion?
Thank you, Mayor. The motion is to direct the city manager, city attorney, and city staff to propose a nitrous oxide ordinance within the city of Irvine with the following considerations.
You thunk?
One, outlining definitions
This
and
has been
authority
going on
over the
for what,
discretion of the
4.5
nitrous
hours?
oxide ordinance.
Yeah.
Two, establishing standards for civil and criminal penalties for
Like that,
violations
the whole
for
peeing
both
thing.
individual and business entities, including but not limited
That's
to
what
the
I'm saying.
revocation
It's
of
like they
business
haven't gotten
licenses
it
that
one time
sell,
to
attempt
pee
to sell,
unless
offer,
they're
distribute,
rotating
or
out.
otherwise provide any
And we just
device
don't see it.
that contains any quality or administers nitrous oxide for personal and or recreational use. And three, defining clear exemptions to this ordinance for specific wholesale
I
capacity
think the creative discussion
retailers,
is going to take
for
longer.
dentistry applications,
I
food
know,
production in
right?
the commercial kitchen, commercial sale for the purpose of producing food
Hopefully,
products for
everybody that's
commercial
on
use,
East Coast time
vehicle
can go
performance
first.
applications,
Then I hope you can
medical or
go
dental
before.
care, sale, attempt to
I
sell,
mean, I
or
know, or
distribute
whoever's got to wake up
pharmaceutical-related
early. I'm on
products,
fall break,
and
thank
other
God.
circumstances
We still have
permitted
to wake
under
up early for
state and
Connecticut.
federal law.
Yeah, we got to wake up early for Connecticut because we don't know what time we're
All
testifying in
right.
Connecticut.
May I just make a suggestion to the maker of the motion? We don't want our staff proposing. We want them drafting something. Is that correct? I don't want to have the staff come in saying, we're for this. I want them to just do the drafting of an appropriate ordinance in keeping with the motion. Do you accept that word
Yes.
change?
I'll accept that.
All right. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Mayor, just for the record, Councilmember Treceder, I'm assuming you accept the change as well?
Yes, I accept. Sorry, what was the motion that we
Wait,
made?
Did Councilmember go, did you want to?
No.
I didn't want to cut you off. No. Okay.
What is the change again?
The change was just to, in the first line, direct the city manager, city attorney, and city staff to, instead of saying propose, it would say draft a nitrous oxide ordinance.
Oh,
That's-
okay.
that's
Point
how I
of
understand
clarification, please.
I'm sorry.
Just a point of clarification.
Yes, Councilmember Mai.
So the motion as amended is to have it go back to staff to draft an ordinance for it to come back again to us at a later time.
Yes, and I think I said this already, and it's implied in the motion.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
So presumably
looks
be
like Ed
some
McMahon.
that brought it to
analysis
the
associated
council,
with
and
it
she's not even paying
that
attention.
describes what
Probably got to pee.
loophole or
She
gap
probably does.
this
Dude,
is
I swear to
filling.
God,
Is
if
that
they break to
correct?
go pee,
You don't just give us
I
a
know.
draft ordinance, you'll explain its provisions and why. they're
Yes,
there.
Mayor, the ordinance would be accompanied by a staff report, and the staff report would describe what the ordinance would do and what its utility would be.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, I'm going to oppose this just because I don't believe that we should go against state and California law. We can do it with everything. Then should we just draft ordinances against anything that we don't feel like? Should we draft ordinances against a farming knife that can be bought on Amazon because it should be illegal to use in a crime? Should we draft an ordinance for that? It's just, this seems very redundant to
What
me.
the hell's a farming
It's
knife?
already illegal.
I don't know.
We can enforce that law.
A
California
machete?
State law, it's already illegal. I don't see the purpose of taxpayers' dollars, staff time in doing this. But if you guys want to do it, then have at it.
Thank you, Councilmember Councilmember Carroll.
Yeah, I just want to echo the vice mayor's. We just spent over an hour of our collective
Yep.
humanity talking about this. I respect what Councilmember Lou's brought forward. I think it's pretty clear that this is going to come back, and if there is 4 votes to do that, that it will be something that the police chief effectively said is not needed. It's a valiant effort. I would like to, if we are going to do this, if we're going to spend over an hour and flip-flop and go around and around and around, then I would like the following. I would like the voting to occur the way the voting is occurring under the council policies procedure, Mayor. I formally request that we just do the voting lights on the rest of this meeting.
This is
I'm not voting
insane.
first anymore. Or I'll just wait.
Absolutely
Carl will
insane.
record my vote after yours. So that's my view.
I don't understand your point.
The council policies and procedures call for voting lights that we all vote simultaneously. I request that you follow the council policies and procedures. Let's all vote on this simultaneously. Let's all vote on everything else for the rest of this meeting
So for all this
simultaneously per the
time,
policy.
it has not been within my discretion to have a voting procedure that.
It's like
puts it
they're
calls
also
the
they're
vote.
getting cranky.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly
You
what's
can do
happening.
electronic vote.
People
That's
got
up
to
to you,
pee.
Mayor.
You
They're
can do
tired.
electronic vote. Can
Hungry.
you- Are we prohibited
Hungry,
from
yeah.
calling the roll?
No.
No. All
Man.
right. We can address that. we can-
Point of order, clerk, is there anything in the council policies and procedures that says that my name needs to be called first every time you call the roll?
Wow.
Oh man.
I don't believe so, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, why do you call my name then first?
Past practice has been to call an alpha order.
Okay,
when
well,
mayor
I
goes last.
again request that the voting lights occur, and if they don't occur, I'll vote after the mayor votes.
Oh.
Snappy.
Oh,
They might as well
Thank you,
table
Alan.
Creighton tonight. I tell you what.
Oh, but Jordan.
Oh, I
call the roll the
know.
way you normally do.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Carroll.
Because they are cranky. Carol's asleep.
Keep going.
Councilmember Go.
Yes.
Councilmember Lou.
Yes.
Councilmember Martinez Franco.
No.
Councilmember Treceder.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mai.
No.
Mayor Agron.
No.
Councilmember Carroll.
No.
I don't even know what they're voting
Motion
for.
fails 3-4. Councilmember Carroll, Councilmember Martinez Franco, Vice Mayor Mai, and Mayor Agron voted no.
All right. That's 5.2.
How well?
5.3. Would the clerk please identify this item by subject
here we go.
and title?
Consideration of a request by Councilmember Lou to discuss an ordinance prohibiting and/or restricting the sale, possession, or distribution of kratom.
Councilmember Lou?
All right, well, let's start this one, okay. So in preparation of our research for the last memo item about nitrous oxide misuse, we had reached out to the Orange County Healthcare Agency, and we
Yeah.
came across this item called
2
Kratom
hours.
that, according to them, that they're saying
And sitting there the whole time.
there's been an increased number of patients that they're seeing at UCI and CHOC of kratom poisoning.
708.
And so we look into it, and we have been suggested to look into it and look for a ban in the city. And we found out that there's several cities that already are in the process of having an ordinance to ban it, including the County of Orange, City of San Diego, and several cities in and around in and around California. Kratom is a kind of leaf that has been used in Southeast Asia by laborers as a stimulant on low dosage. But unfortunately, on high dosage, what it does is to have an opioid effect. And in our research, we found out that on the report by NIH, that currently it serves no therapeutic or pharmaceutical purposes. And what it's been doing is that it's been added to food supplement and sold as a health supplement, which is readily available in
Man.
energy drinks
You
that
can tell
are
she doesn't know a whole lot about
readily
it.
accessible to children at gas station, at any
Yeah.
any retail places. There are two major chemical ingredients that will cause this effect. One of them is called mitragynine, and the other one is 7-hydroxymitragynine, which is shortened as 7-OH, which will produce that opioid effect by connecting to the receptor. And it's marketed as an energy stimulant. But the problem with it is that there's not any regulation on this. So anything more than that will cause serious side effects, not to mention addictive character. So nausea, vomiting, drowsiness, and even reported death. Since this memo came out, we have received several emails with concerned citizens' testimonies about how they lost loved ones
They don't live
on
there.
accidental overuse of this item.
I know who you talking
And DEA has listed this as a drug of concern.
No, they haven't.
And earlier this year, the FDA recommended that 7-OH be listed as a Schedule 1
708 is different than kratom.
And
substance,
they
which would
said that
entail
they're
a
not
nationwide
targeting
ban.
kratom leaf.
There is currently no FDA-approved kratom products that exist, and it has no legitimate medical purposes. In Orange County, we have seen colorful display and kids-friendly flavor of flashy and fun little drinks with kratom
I think
added.
somebody else drew this up.
And at Hogue Addiction Treatment Center in Newport Beach, 7-OH detoxification cases are comparable to fentanyl. And there has been a sharp increase in
708.
kratom dependency treatment since in 2025. Recently in LA County, there were 6 total fatal overdoses with people aged 18 to 24 from kratom use. In fact, it was serious enough that the LA County Health Department issued a press release. Nationwide, over 3,400 poison control calls occurred regarding kratom use between 2014 and 2019, with some incidents being fatal. California currently has no state law regulating kratom and has failed to pass regulation in the past. AB 2065 failed in 2024, and now AB 1088 is pending. And the state public health department has been citing gas station and retailers who sell kratom and 7-OH across the state. And I believe FDA sent out warning letters to several retailers
About
that
7-OH.
add kratom
No.
in their products.
No. 7-OH.
And in our research, we actually found YouTube videos on how to extract this. So it is something that anybody can get their hands on.
No,
and,
no, it's not.
And extract this ingredient, and it could cause gravely harm. So,
Dude, you
I would
have
like
to have so
invite
much certain things.
Mr. Ryan
But we need to
Sherman
raise our
up again,
hand.
if you
Not
don't
yet. They
mind,
haven't said anything yet.
Go
to
ahead.
speak on this matter.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Madam Council Member, and Mr. Mayor. Ryan Sherman again for the California Narcotic Officers Association. We're in strong support of a proposal to prohibit the sale, distribution of concentrated synthetic 7-hydroxymetragenine and regulating natural kratom in the city of Irvine. 7-OH, the psychoactive component of kratom leaves, is being synthetically concentrated into various products that are sold in gas stations, smoke shops, and other retail and online venues. They are often promoted as dietary supplements to address a broad range of issues such as pain, anxiety, mood disorders,
So far,
opioid
so
withdrawal,
good,
and general well-being. These products come
He's a
in various
narcotics
forms
officer.
such as tablets, gummies, drink mixes, concentrated liquid
At least
extracts
this
or
dude's
shots for
differentiating.
drinking, which significantly increase its adverse and potentially life-threatening effects. The products are often labeled with terms such as plant alkaloids or alkaloid. High doses of concentrated synthetic 7-OH are frequently co-used with alcohol or other sedatives, which can cause severe respiratory depression and death. Again, they are unregulated and may contain unknown concentrations of 7-OH, increasing the risk of unintentional overdose. As the council member stated, there's no state law governing or regulating these products. Medical research has shown that 7-OH binds to the same receptors in the brain as traditional opioids, creating a risk for dependency, withdrawal, and overdose, especially when
More than
combined with other
refreshing to hear
substances.
people know what they're talking
Despite being
about.
marketed as a natural product, concentrated synthetic 7-OH has no approved medical use and is widely recognized by public health authorities as dangerous. In July 2025, the FDA issued warning letters, as was earlier stated, to firms illegally marketing of concentrated synthetic OH products and posted the product images. The FDA indicated that 7-OH, quote, is not lawful in dietary supplements and cannot be lawfully added to conventional foods. Additionally, there are no FDA-approved drugs containing 7-OH,
Please say something
and
about
it's illegal
holy.
to market any drugs containing 7-OH. Consumers who use 7-OH products are exposing themselves to products that have not been proven safe or effective for any use. In the last week, the LA County Department of Public Health issued a news release entitled Multiple Fatal Overdoses Tied to Synthetic Kratom Compound in Los Angeles County, which warned its residents about the fatal dangers posed by this synthetic opioid, which has resulted in at least 6 recent deaths. The LA Times reported on these deaths attributed to concentrated synthetic 7-OH and highlighted the lack of action
Yeah,
by
Bunny,
the state legislature.
I think you're right.
Council members already referenced AB 1088 by Assemblymember Baines, which the CNOA has been very active in supporting, and we've been working with county supervisors and city councils around the state to address this concern. Orange County, as you know, passed an ordinance to ban the sale of 7-OH and also to regulate natural kratom. And to be clear, the CNOA is not asking for a ban on natural kratom. Instead, our efforts throughout the state have been focused on raising awareness and leading the charge to ban the concentrated synthetic 7-OH, which represents a unique health risk and has been determined to have contributed to the deaths of those people previously mentioned in LA County. Communities across the state have taken steps to restrict kratom and ban concentrated synthetic 7-OH in the interest of protecting residents, especially young people, from its dangers. By
Yeah,
adopting this ordinance and consistent
Mike,
with
I
the
didn't
Orange
see it
County
coming.
ordinance passed earlier this year, Irvine would join other local governments in prioritizing public health and safety. Some of the other cities that have recently passed it, Huntington Beach, I believe Costa Mesa is looking at it, and Laguna Niguel passed one, I think about a week ago. They passed their first reading, and some other cities
Okay,
and
I
counties
was
are
going to say, hold
looking at
on,
it
that's
as
next
well.
week.
As a result of no state action being taken. Your assembly member here, Kati Petrie Norris, she supported the AB 1088, which would be a state law that would that this ordinance seeks or would seek, depending on how it's written, to mirror. And as was also mentioned, the 7-OH has been recommended by the FDA to be set at Schedule 1, and the DEA is currently evaluating that right now.
Mhm.
So we would urge consideration of supporting a measure that would prohibit 7-OH. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Carroll, then Councilmember Mai, then Councilmember Lou.
Good night, love you.
How many requests do we have to be heard under this item, Mr. Peterson?
Thank you, Mayor. We have 12 requests to speak.
12. All right, should we hear from them first, or would you like to
In person or Zoom?
speak first?
I'm going to raise my hand.
Councilmember Carroll, go right ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I'll be brief. Just my only comments on the matter. I want to thank Councilmember Lou for bringing this forward. I did have the opportunity on this
Yeah,
one
I'm
to do
going to
a
raise
little
my
bit of
hand too.
homework. Spoke to our colleague at the county level, Supervisor Nguyen, and she had a lot to say on the matter. And this is definitely something that is, something that's come around. It seems like a real issue. I think from my perspective, I think I'm probably in the same place as the last item. I am a little concerned about criminalizing activity in our city, which is going to basically
I say
sweep
we
up
all
kids
raise
and
our
put them in
hands.
jail, and
Raise
we're
your
not really
hands.
attacking everything on the front end here of the matter. I'm comforted to some degree by the fact that, we meet every 2 weeks and we can bring this back if we need to, if the state fails to act. And, it's interesting that Councilmember Lou brings this forward because there is something there. It's not to say there isn't something there, but it also points to the issue of the inability of our state government to really govern. While I was listening to the presentation, and it was very succinct, and I appreciate your thoughts, sir, all I could think about was our state representatives in there, somewhere between falling asleep in the wheel or who knows what they're doing in caving to this e-bike lobby and allowing the operations of the 30, 40 mile hour vehicles as if they're actual pedal bicycles, which is a complete cave into this e-bike lobby. And I enjoy e-bikes. But
What
it's
is he
just
talking
something
about,
I
bro?
think the state needs to handle from a penal view and a criminal view. I just get worried about saddling Chief Kent and his office with criminalizing activity like this, which I think we know is again going to pick up kids and maybe people that can kind of afford this stuff. And I think we need to kind of look at, which we are looking at as a city, the dependency issues and the mental health issues, and at the same time see what the state will do. Since the state seems to be finally getting off, its collective rear and addressing addressing this matter. So thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Councilmember Carroll, Councilmember Mai, then Councilmember Lou. Then let's hear from those individuals who are waiting in the queue. Councilmember Mai.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Councilmember Lou, for bringing this up as well. We've gotten a lot of feedback from emails from both sides, pro and cons. It's an important issue that we should address. As we are all aware, these emails came in a lot. Some people talking about overdosing, people talking about how it's therapeutic or medical usage of it. For one, there's a couple points I have here. I looked into this pretty extensively because it was, these are important things. I believe in regulation. You know, kratom has been used for medicinal purposes, especially in Southeast Asia and Asia for centuries. It's medicinal in its leaf form. But it's the same thing. It's just as marijuana. If you had a bunch of marijuana leaves and you ate them right now, you probably would not get high because what the problem is here is that these manufacturers are profiting off of our children, and they're turning what is a natural product into a synthetic product or a product that's consumed and abused. That's the problem here. And it's a widespread problem because we see it with different products out there. But to blanket and say that kratom is as bad when there's people that use it for different purposes, you know, that's probably not our place to do. But it's our place to say that synthetic kratom is not good. 7.0 is not good. 7.0 is basically poison as well. All that is a moot point because the California Department of Public Health has placed kratom under embargo as of September 20th. They began seizing products from stores. Basically, California Department of Health has said kratom blanket-wide is illegal to use in California. And this is the latest date. I mean, this happened in September 20th. They raided 20 stores, took about $5 million worth of products, raided 7 distributors across California, including LA. So there is progress being done here. I appreciate the thoughtfulness of wanting to combat this problem. Thankfully, the California Department of Health has already moved and is not waiting and is preventing the basically outright banning kratom. California Department of Health has already done this. So this is kind of a moot point, even though it's greatly appreciated. But again, California has precedence over us.
They're overstepping their boundary, though.
Thank you, Councilmember Liu. And then we'll hear from public commenters.
So I'm hearing.
Oh, Lord.
One will wait for the state to do something, and then also the state's already doing something. I'm a little confused. As far as I know, there is currently no state law that is enforceable.
Oh, man.
And this is something that.
Yeah, Kelly, insufferable.
The FDA and several health agencies have already seen an increase in severe issues with poisoning.
7OH.
Based on our research that the FDA has no, and NIH has no conclusive evidence that this serves any medicinal use. There's never actually any applications for
it's
this
nice
to
when
be
people have actually done real research.
used in medicine
Even
or used
a
as
little,
a food
you know?
additive to avoid the review by FDA in any way. If you check the report, it is spelled out in that report. City of San Diego, City of Huntington Beach, County of Orange, Newport Beach. Let's see, the list goes on. Laguna Niguel all had already acted on this matter.
No. Laguna Niguel, they only have their first reading, and that's next week.
And we're not banning the leaves. We're talking about the synthetic elements.
Then take kratom out of the title.
And will create an opiate effect. And has already shown any addictive character.
It's like she just.
So I feel like we do need to act on it rather than waiting for the state to do something, which it failed to do last year. We're not going to wait again and see if it works out. And in the meantime, have more people either become addicted to this element or, worst case, die from this overdose. And so I feel like it is needed for us to act on it as a city to make sure that we protect our
And she keeps
residents.
our research.
And
I don't even think she's read this stuff before
I don't
today.
even know what to say if we're allowed to speak.
Councilmember Lou, let me suggest we turn to the speakers.
Yes.
And then after we've heard speakers, you may wish to frame a motion.
Sure.
I'll just signal to you in advance a motion that our staff look further
I know,
into this
Mike. I
whole
was thinking the
matter,
same thing.
bring back a full staff report would,
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, be supportable, at least by me. And let me just leave that hanging out there while we call on what is it now, 21 speakers?
Okay, so everybody's got
20
their hands.
speakers. All right, let's give each speaker 1 minute. If they
Oh, hell.
need an additional 15 seconds or whatever to wrap it up, I'll be willing to grant that, but we want to get all this within 30
Let me get on
minutes.
I'm going to do my
All
super
right?
short one.
Thank you, Mayor. We have one in person and the rest of the speakers are on Zoom.
All right.
If I could call forward Jordan Richard.
One-liners, maybe. I don't think I'm going to read my testimony. Oh, but maybe I will. Shit, I don't know. There's Jordan.
Hello, welcome, sir.
Hi, thank you. My name is Jordan Richard. I'm considered one of the top kratom experts in the country. I used to be a heroin addict for a very long time. Kratom saved my life 12 years ago. Now I've interviewed everyone from the FDA, HHS, every major government organization. I have been there, and I'm also the author of The Truth About Kratom, Life-Saving Plant, or Botanical Menace. Things get very convoluted because 7-hydroxy and real kratom are completely different things. This gentleman was 100% correct. Real kratom has been used in Southeast Asia.
I'm going to do
You can Google it right now. Say, has anyone ever died from kratom in Southeast Asia? You'll see it's zero deaths, and it's tracking back all the way to the Dayak tribe. I've been in these villages where people have used kratom their whole life. It's when these synthetic companies are making a good product look bad. There's been over 450 published studies on kratom. John Hopkins has scientifically proven that kratom is 1,000 times safer than traditional opioids, and it also does not activate the arrestin 2 beta pathway, which is what causes respiratory depression from opioids, but 7-hydroxy can. So if you want to protect your citizens, keep real kratom, but ban 7-hydroxy.
Thank you for your comment. Would you make sure we have your name and phone number?
Jordan.
All right, thank you.
I call him Jordash.
Our next speaker is Maddie. Maddie, you may unmute your mic.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hi, yeah. I'm a white-collar professional and a responsible kratom consumer. I'm here to urge you to support regulation, not prohibition. The California Department of Health has not made a distinction between 7-OH and kratom while bundling them together and threatening letters to vendors. First, let's be clear. 7-OH is not kratom. It's a synthetic chemically manipulated compound that's many times stronger than natural kratom and has no place in the legitimate products. Real kratom from the Mistrogeni speciosa leaf contains only trace natural levels of 7-OH, less than 1/100%. There have been no confirmed deaths from tested unadulterated kratom alone. The harm comes from contaminated or synthetic products. For many, kratom is a lifeline. Helps people get off of fentanyl and opioids, offering a safer alternative while medicine has failed. For people like my mother who suffers from severe rheumatoid arthritis and a fused spine, kratom has helped her walk again after years of being in
Thank you.
acne.
Your time is up.
Okay.
Our next speaker is Stephen McIntosh. Stephen, you may unmute your mic.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate your public service. I would echo what the other speakers have said. I would look at ordinance number 2514 that Orange County has passed. I think this is a very reasonable approach to regulation that understands there's a massive difference between 7-OH, which I do not use, and botanical kratom. Some of my doctors are in Irvine. If possessing kratom were made illegal, I wouldn't be able to go to my doctors, and I would have to find new ones. I'd have to find new I mean, I couldn't even go to my favorite Korean store. I spend a lot of money and time in town as a retired person who uses Kratom to manage unimaginable pain that there are days they can barely get out of bed. Now I'm able to walk around the neighborhood and do housework. To lose this valuable tool is unconscionable, and I only.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Jen. Jen, you may unmute your mic.
Is that you or Jen Mercier?
Can you hear me?
We can
Oh,
hear
it's
you.
Jen.
Okay, great.
Dang,
Thank
she's
you.
still
My name
up.
is Jen. Thank you for taking my testimony. I just wanted, again, to echo kind of everything that everybody is saying, and I'm very much for regulation here.
Mike,
This is
I
about
think it's at the
science,
top
compassion, and
left-hand
common
corner. It's
sense.
like a little
World-renowned experts
microphone with
like
a mute
Dr.
thing.
Marilyn Hustis, Christopher
Oh, there you
McCurdy,
go.
Dr. Jack Henningfield have testified about kratom's therapeutic
That'll probably
potential.
be your
I
screen
know
present.
that Senator Lou,
Top
she
left-hand.
or Council Member Lou, when she brought
I
her
think. I hope. That's what
ordinance
I'm
in,
thinking.
or her paper, she quoted the Mayo Clinic, who has actually never done a scientific study. It's all secondary kind of fear-mongering headlines. So going into the actual researchers of toxicology, pharmacology, and addiction medicine, their findings truly do show that kratom can offer relief from chronic pain, anxiety, and even help in opioid withdrawal. There's a lower risk profile than prescription drugs. The World Health Organization has a comprehensive report on page
Thank you. Your time
39.
is up.
Okay, thank you.
Our next speaker is Anthony. Anthony, you may unmute your mic.
Oh yeah, I don't think you can see
Hi,
that.
can you
It's
hear
like
me?
the top.
We can hear you.
If you press this, like the top.
So I'm a lifelong California resident. I'm 29 years old and I've used Kratom for 6 years. I'm not here to defend synthetic 7-hydroxy derivatives. I've never used them, but please don't punish responsible adults who use natural Kratom leaf powder. It's a mild traditional plant that's been safely used for generations. I struggle every day still with anxiety, stress, and depression. The pressure of life is constant, but Kratom's what gets me through it. It's the only thing that keeps me from falling back into alcoholism. Kratom didn't turn me into an addict. It helped me overcome crippling lethargy, rebuild my motivation, and become a small business owner. I'm living proof that Kratom can save lives. Lumping lab-tested Kratom leaf together with synthetic 7-OH is a scientific and moral mistake.
Yes.
Those synthetic capsules contain up to 1,000 times the alkaloid concentration of natural Kratom powder. Even the Federal Department of Health and Human Services reached out to the state 3 weeks ago, urging California to make that distinction clear.
Thank you. Your
Texas
time
chose
is
a
up.
7-OH limit over a blanket.
Our next speaker is Eric Nishanian. Mr. Nishanian, you may unmute your mic.
Thank you, council members, Mayor Agron. It's the 25th anniversary of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Is that that same dude?
Why do I bring that up? Because Kratom has therapeutic uses for heroin users. That 7-OH stuff is nonsense. But this issue is also a non-issue for Irvine. If you Google Kratom legal California, you'll find an article from October 2nd from the San Francisco Gate that demonstrates that the FDA has determined that selling these things over the counter is illegal pursuant to the FDA. But we should be compassionate to the use of Kratom for those people that have opium addictions.
Is it right here?
And we should be
Top
careful about how we proceed
Like if you press this,
because Kratom and 7-OH are completely different.
it'll pop
And
up.
7-OH is
right
freaking
here.
poison.
Thank you. Your
Although
time is up. Our next speaker is telephone number 347. 347, you may unmute your mic.
Hi, this is Deepak. Kratom isn't FDA approved, so it can't be legally sold. However, I have to ask the question, how many deaths have there been in Irvine that is directly related to synthetic Kratom products? I'll give you the answer, 0.
Jen, I go to bed, girl. You
So
deserve
let's
it.
take a look
You
at Newport
earned it.
Beach,
Go
since
to
it's
bed.
used to be
Thank you
referenced a
so
lot
much.
in these memos. The ordinance was introduced after local concern that was not verified about Kratom's availability in smoke shops, mainly as a youth health scare. Sound familiar? After adoption, the city reported only 1 code inspection in the first year and no citations. The ordinance was technically enforceable, but there was no ongoing inspection report, no budget, and no data tracking of results. A, quote, show measure that allowed officials to appear proactive. Meanwhile, the council member who introduced it issued a press release and a social media post emphasizing leadership in protecting families from harmful substances,
Thank you.
which
Your
was
time
lacking.
is up. Our next speaker is Becca Morris. Becca, you may unmute your mic.
Hi there. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me.
He's over there on the East Coast
My name.
too.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Apologies. Thank you so much for taking time to hear me. I am totally for regulation and against any kind of ban on kratom. I do think that 7-OH products have been very irresponsibly marketed, and I don't think that's okay at all. But I do feel that the embargo is outrageous and overreach that is already negatively impacting stakeholders, consumers, and advocates, both inside the state and outside. And I just want to remind people that the average consumer is like me, a disabled
Thank you. Your time is
37-year-old.
up.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Dylan. Dylan, you may unmute your mic.
Dang, Dylan and Jen both staying up all night. Y'all are awesome. Everybody that
Good
stayed on this
evening.
and
In my opinion, it is
hung
because of
up
kratom's
this,
ability to take
everybody's
the place
awesome.
of high profit pharmaceuticals and be used as an exit substance that is so heavily demonized. It is actually because of how beneficial it is that we see calls
It's been a long
for
day.
bans across the
Night.
country. It's so beneficial that it cuts into the profits of the pharmaceutical companies who heavily lobby and influence our government. For instance, if I weren't using kratom, I would likely be, and at some point have been on, a stimulant, a benzodiazepine, an antidepressant, a sleep medication, an opiate, and potentially more. I'm now on none of these. This is a classic case of profits over people, just like we saw with cannabis over the past 10 years. California has already become a leader in the alternative and plant medicine space, allowing their people to choose what treatments or medicines work best for them. Why now would we go in the opposite direction for a comparable plant? It is in fact the same people who helped to create the opiate crisis, who continue to profit off the dependency and addiction that they cause, who see kratom leaf as a threat to their revolving door of profit, pain
Thank you.
management,
Your
and
time is up.
rehabilitation. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Drea. Drea, you may unmute your mic.
Is that Ardrea?
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Kratom saved my life. It has saved the lives of my loved ones, both after surviving
Everybody's
fentanyl
showing up
overdoses.
tonight.
And I'm telling you, if kratom is banned, the deaths are going to rise. Both have been sober for years thanks to this leaf. I've used kratom for over a decade. I have nothing wrong with my health. I see doctors regularly due to several chronic pain conditions. I'm a proud member of both the kratom community and the chronic pain community, where I know thousands who have used kratom, both to their benefit and to get their lives back. My siblings are a personal testament that is very precious to me that I still have had them in my lives. I know no one under the age of 21 who has ever had their hands, thanks to the requirement of being carded for kratom. When I hear that children are at risk of this, that's just astronomically insane to me. As said before and stated, kratom has been used for centuries. It has
Thank
not
you. Your
had.
time is up.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Susan. Susan, you may unmute your mic. Hello, Susan. Can you hear us? Our next speaker is Allison Smith. Allison, you may unmute your mic.
Well.
Oh, Allison.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Fabulous. I'll be quick. My name's Allison Smith. I'm the Director of Government Affairs for the Global Kratom Coalition. I am just echoing the distinction between natural kratom products and synthetically concentrated 7-OH. I ask if you consider regulation to at least follow Orange County's regulation, where they have banned 7-OH and put some form of age gating or regulation on adult use kratom products. If you have any follow-up questions, my organization is happy to be a resource for you and share proposals for ordinances.
Our next speaker is Mike. Mike, you may unmute your mic.
Is it our Mike? Mike Fazio?
Hi, my name is Michael Fasano. I've been consuming natural kratom tea for over 15 years it helps with my chronic insomnia. I also dance hip hop, so being at the age of 40, I get a lot of aches and pains and joint pains, and it's really helped with my pain. It's also helped at times with my ADHD. I'm a very healthy individual. I'm very active. I just want to echo the voices of others that I strongly support regulation over prohibition. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Venus. Venus, you may unmute your mic. Hello, can you hear us?
Mike, you did good. Oh. I'm going to put on
Our next
mute.
speaker is Matthew. Matthew, you may unmute your mic.
Hello there, everyone. There is a super potent metabolite of kratom called 7-OH, which is probably what we are all really discussing here, which was recently banned by the FDA and which most of the industry actually does support.
What has
But
been
the
banned?
local and state governments are now trying to use this FDA announcement as an excuse to ban kratom entirely. So I believe that banning in its entirety is absolutely overstepping its bound and completely unnecessary at this point.
Our next speaker is Jennifer. Jennifer, you may unmute your mic.
Hi, yes. I'm just going to keep it real quick. I just wanted to say that I have been living with chronic pain for the last 19 years. 6 years ago, holy kratom powder gave me my life back. Kratom has been a lifeline for people like me who just want to have a better quality of life. I absolutely support regulation and the distinction between 7-OH products and whole leaf natural kratom. I think there needs to be a lot more education around that. But definitely support regulation, and thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I appreciate it.
Our next speaker is Misty Brown. Misty, you may unmute your mic.
I didn't go with my script.
Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long night. I would like to read y'all my testimony. From 2008 to 2019, I lived in the grip of FDA-approved pain pills, benzos, muscle relaxers prescribed for my degenerative disc disease. For 11 years, chronic pain management fueled my addictions. It started off as a dependency, then slowly slid into addiction. In April 2019, I was dismissed from my clinic after failing a required pill count. I was 11 pills short, and my usual drug dealers didn't have any pink Oxy 10s. Cut off from prescriptions, I turned to the streets. While searching for another pain management doctor, I slid into cocaine use. Then in June of 2019, while enduring cocaine withdrawal, I stumbled across the documentary A Leap of Faith. That moment changed everything. The next day, I began my journey with whole leaf kratom, not synthetic 7-OH. Kratom quieted that relentless cravings, the voice that always whispered, one more pill, one more snort, one more escape. It gave me space to address the deeper reasons behind my addiction.
Your time is up.
Oh, you did good
Our
though.
next
I
speaker
should have
is
stayed with my
Christopher, you may
script. I
unmute
got
your
off
mic.
my script. It messed me up.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Oh,
I just want to
Chris.
say I've been using plain leaf kratom powder for almost a decade. I was hit by a car when I was 8 years
Every
old,
time I
and I
get
was
off my
prescribed
script, I
opiates for
go
15 years. And I
blank.
decided, I wanted something a little different. And I got off the opioids. I went on to
I tried to
prescription
talk as
relief.
fast as I could.
That worked for a while. Then I had a heart
You
attack.
did
So
good.
I was kind of searching for a more natural option, and kratom basically gave me my life back and gave me the opportunity to live without the restrictions of being on a bunch of pharmaceuticals. And all I got to do is drink a couple cups of tea a day, and I can manage my issues.
Yes, Chris.
That's
It's
about it.
Chris from Christopher's Organic Botanicals.
Yeah.
Our next speaker is Laura Romney. Laura, you may unmute your mic.
Laura.
Barbara.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Great. Thank you for letting me speak tonight. It's evident here tonight that the issue is with synthetic 7-OH and not kratom. Even the FDA and the Health and Human Services stated this at their July 29th public hearing. You should go and listen to the whole hearing. It's very, very interesting to find out their stance. Also, I encourage you to actually read the ordinance that Huntington Beach just passed and the Laguna Niguel ordinance.
Yeah.
They are also banning 7-OH, but keeping natural kratom legal. I am a kratom educator. I have offered a full education for your council. Please check your emails from Friday. I sent it to each one of you. I know I've had some correspondence with Councilwoman Liu. And, our education group will give you the science behind natural kratom, show you the risks of 7-OH, and address how it's a really true harm reduction tool. Plus, you can hear my personal story. I'm actually an 8-year kratom consumer myself for my chronic pain condition. I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Simi. Simi, you may unmute your mic.
Hi, my name's Simi. I'm an Irvine native, and I'm asking you not to ban kratom, but to regulate it the right way and ban synthetics like 7-OH. Drinking destroyed my life until I found a natural kratom drink a year ago that helped me move away from alcohol without wrecking my body or my life anymore. I've barely touched alcohol since, and so many of my friends have made the same change. It's honestly been life-changing. I get that some kratom products out there are sketchy or too strong, and we should absolutely ban those, but banning everything will just drive it underground and make it more dangerous. We just need smart regulation and not prohibition. When it's used responsibly, it can really help people break free from alcohol and other substances. It can help with pain. It can keep it legal and safe. And it's making a real difference for people like me. So we should just focus our tax dollars on educating the public about plant medicines like kratom and enforcing responsible manufacturing and marketing.
I don't know who you are, but that was amazing.
Our next speaker is Susan. Susan, you may unmute your mic.
Hello, my name's Susan Eppard, and I'm asking you that you ban all forms of kratom. My 22-year-old son, Matthew, died from kratom powder. It's the least potent form of kratom available in the United States. Kratom caused him to have a seizure, go into cardiac arrest, and die. His toxicology showed he had the toxic effects of mitragynine, an alkaloid found only in kratom. He had no prescription drugs, no street drugs, nor alcohol in his system when he died, and his autopsy showed that he had no underlying health conditions. My son did not die from 7-OH, or they also known as 7-hydroxymitragynine, which was only unleashed into the U.S. market after 2023. And I'm a member of the Facebook group Kratom Danger Awareness, created by a mom who lost her son and only child to kratom, and hundreds of our members have lost loved ones to kratom. And many of our loved ones died to 2023 before 7-hydroxymitragynine.
Your time is up.
Thank you.
She's still on, Mayor. Susan, are you still there?
Yes. I'm still here.
The mayor is asking if you had anything further.
I don't have anything further.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Mr. Mayor, if I may just try Venus one more time, and she's the last speaker. Venus, you may unmute your mic.
Hi, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Thank you so much. Good evening. My name is Venus Usher, and I'm here to urge you to keep kratom legal and regulated, not just for me, but for countless others who rely on it. In 2000, my life was turned upside down by an FDA-approved medication that caused kidney stones and relentless pain. For 17 years, I fought to prove my pain was real. I was labeled a drug addict, subjected to unnecessary surgeries, including a hysterectomy, and even placed in rehab. No one believed me, and no one would help me. Then 8.5 years ago, I discovered plain leaf kratom tea, a simple tea that changed everything. I found a responsible vendor, and then when my first package arrived, I didn't expect much. But the relief was almost immediate, better than anything I'd experienced in nearly 2 decades. For the past 8.5 years, plain kratom tea and cannabis have been my only source of pain relief, and it's all I've needed. I don't crave it. I don't chase a high. I'm clear-minded, functional, and present in my daily life. I'm able to be a nana, a mother, a sister, a daughter, a wife, and a friend
Thank you.
again.
Your time is up.
Thank you so much.
And that is all, Mayor.
Thank you. All right. Councilmember Lou, what's your pleasure at this point?
So I can make the motion right now if mayor's okay with that.
She
If
went
you
to
wish.
sleep, didn't it?
Yeah, okay. So I'll move to direct the city manager and city attorney to draft an ordinance prohibiting the sale or distribution of
708.
items containing containing
708.
7-hydroxamide
Okay.
hydroxamytreninin,
7-hydroxytretinoin.
known as 7OH product, with a level of 7OH that is greater than 2% of the total kratom alkaloids in the product by individual businesses or other entities, and also prohibit the sale of or distribution of kratom or 7OH products to any person under age of 21. Any individuals, businesses, or entities that sells, offers, or distribute kratom product or 7OH product must conduct age verification to ensure compliance.
I'm
And also to establish a standard for civil and criminal penalties for violations applicable to both individual and business entities, including but not limited to the revocation of business licenses for those who sell, attempt to sell, offer, distribute, or otherwise directly or indirectly as outlined in the ordinance.
Is
So
there a second to the motion? Is there a second? The motion fails for lack of a second. Next item on the agenda.
Wait, what even happened?
I don't know. I guess they're going to draft the
Item
proposal and maybe come back to it.
5.4.
But they didn't say that.
Let's see, actually, we've got 3 items by Councilmember Treseder.
Everybody
Let's
that
just
stayed
do
on
for the
this whole
moment,
time, thank
time
you
check.
so much.
Our
Everybody that
rules require
testified
us at
tonight,
11 o'clock.
thank you so much. Like
Although,
this
some members
was an
I
awesome
know,
turnout.
Yeah.
find
Jordan,
that,
big thanks to Jordan for driving all the way out there.
All the way out
I'm
there.
just gonna,
I mean, he's driving back all the way back home. Like
He asked me if we were live streaming it, so I sent him your
that,
link, and I
we're
don't know
gonna
if
be
he's
on
watching on
12
his way
o'clock.
home, but if you watching,
There are
Jordan,
3
be
items
careful.
left. These are all by Councilmember
careful.
Treseder.
And high five to everybody that
certainly,
testified. Seriously.
Prepared to hear each and every
And I
one
will
of
say, I
them.
didn't realize that it was going to be so positive, but I
wanted
mean, I'm
to
telling you,
alert my colleagues
it
and
reiterates
Councilmember
just
Treseder,
how
give
many
you
lives it impacts when this many
the
people
opportunity
testify.
to
You know,
change the
I mean,
order
I
of
don't
each
know
of them.
the outcome, but
I know
this is what community.
we
This
would
is
like to
what we
get to all
do
of
in
them
our
tonight,
community.
Yeah.
Where were the
Thank you.
708ers?
I see
Exactly.
someone here who likely wants to speak on item 5.5, Fred Korematsu Day. And so if it's your pleasure, I'd love to have that one be first, followed by 5.4.
Fine, we'll do that.
I think this is delayed, but yeah, the
5.5,
mayor
would
did
the clerk
second it.
please
Yeah,
identify
he did or
item
didn't?
5.5
He did.
by subject and title.
Did he second it?
Consideration of the
Because
request
Laura
by
and them were
Councilmember
saying
Treseder to
no.
recognize
Really?
January 30th of
That
each
no
year
one-
as
no
Fred
one
Korematsu
seconded it.
Day of Civil Liberties
Really?
and the Constitution.
Fart. We can't rewind it.
I
With
know.
that, I'll turn it back to you, Councilmember Treseder, if you'd like to
Yeah,
further
big thanks to
introduce this item.
everybody.
Yes.
Hey, there's Jordan.
So
Hey,
I want
Jordan.
to thank
Jordan, hey! We don't
our
know.
Commissioner
I don't know the
of
outcome.
Community Services and Libraries,
could've-
Doug
I guess
Elliott, for
nobody
bringing this
did
to my attention. I would like to ask the council to
appalling.
declare
I mean, honestly.
Fred Korematsu Day. And Fred T. Korematsu was a national civil rights hero in 1942
But
at the
this
age of
was
23.
awesome, though.
He refused to go to the government's incarceration camps for
I guess
Japanese
I can stop
Americans.
sharing. I'm the one doing
After
that.
he was arrested
Yeah.
and convicted of defying the government's
My
orders.
bad.
What Jordan said, he thought he said it failed. So that just means that there's like nothing. I mean, that's essentially what it means is there's nothing. He said he heard it did not pass.
I mean,
Yeah, he mumbled it. Oh, he did. He mumbled failed. So I guess they're just it's nothing. I mean, at least it's not banning. Man, I know you're tired, Jordan. Be careful driving home.
Oh man, you did amazing. You did amazing, Jordan. You did freaking amazing. So, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure nobody seconded it. So, it failing means that Kratom won't be banned. So,
it's my on the Facebook page is Winifred Jenkins. It's my Facebook. It's public, yeah. But usually when we live stream on that because Misty got
I'm banned on
suspended.
Facebook, so
Yeah.
yeah, my haters got me, whatevs. No, Jordan, you didn't fuck up.
No, you did good, dude. I fucked up, bro.
You didn't
You
fuck
did
up either.
awesome.
The point of it is that we showed up. Where were the 708ers?
Yes.
Nobody from the 708 crew was there. Did they nod off? What the fuck?
Yeah, you did amazing. I mean, I'm just so happy to see. I'm still on my Zoom on my earbud. I'm so happy to see everybody turn out tonight. Like, this is what it's all about. You know what I mean? Tonight was beautiful. It was beautiful. Yeah. He did say a lot in a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Misty and Jordan were like the Micro Machines, dude, back in the day, that commercial or whatever that
I was just trying to hurry up so fast,
Yeah. Well,
we've been on this live. This live has been going on for 2 hours, but we've been sitting on that meeting since
it's been
5.5 hours.
Yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day too.
Yeah. And we got to turn around and wake up early tomorrow morning because we got the Connecticut hearing.
Yeah.
So if y'all ain't doing that, you better go. Well, I don't know if you could. There's no link to well, shit.
You are a top expert, Jordan. Damn it.
Yes, you are. Damn it.
I consider you a top expert.
Yes.
You did awesome. Dude, I know it ain't easy getting the fuck up in front of everybody like that,
Ain't you driving? How are you texting?
Oh, y'all, yeah. Don't drive and text. That's dangerous.
What the helly?
What the helly?
Okay, so yeah, the Connecticut link, I mean, that right there is, if you got your AKA emails, that's going to be in there. I have not received an email confirmation, but I'm still going to join the Microsoft Teams. So y'all can't get rid of me.
Not that easy. I just hate that happened. Yes, everybody did so good. Uh-oh.
What?
Jordan.
Damn it, Jordan.
What the helly?
Fucking Jordash.
Oh.
Okay, we don't know the time, Kelly. So we just know that it starts at 9:30 Eastern time. So I got to be awake about 7 a.m. my time, Mountain time. So it's supposed to be 9:30 to 4. So we don't know the exact time they're going to start talking about the Kratom thing.
There's no agenda or anything. So it just literally says 9:30 to 4. So it'd be 8:30 our time to 3 our time.
Yeah.
Kelly. Holy hell, Jen, you're still up.
Jen, I know.
Oh, you and Dylan are for real having like a stay up all night.
I don't know, Jen. Dylan was asleep, and then he woke up and hopped on the call. Yeah, he sure did. I'm telling you, we some warriors, man.
Yeah. Okay, voice text is not as dangerous.
We've been on this call for a long time.
Yeah, but I mean, I loved seeing the turnout tonight. I really loved seeing the turnout tonight.
I tell you what, like I said, we didn't see no 708ers. Where were you guys?
Yeah, I figured maybe we'd hear from one. I mean, with 20 people being on to speak, but not one.
So
Not one.
If it's my understanding right from Yoga Jen, is that nobody seconded the motion. And it's like she changed it at the last minute from Kratom to 70H. So if you 708ers want to talk shit, we essentially saved your poison. Your poison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if it failed, but that means Kratom isn't illegal, or they're not going to make it illegal.
Oh, I just oh yeah, everybody did so good.
Yeah, they did nothing. So we saved your synthetic opioid, motherfuckers.
Oh, the mayor was shocked.
Inadvertently saved your stuff. Your synthetic opioid is what's making us have to advocate for Kratom.
Well, you could tell they were kind of like shocked whenever they said 12 people. And then whenever he said 20, like you could tell they were kind of like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we're showing out tonight, baby.
all of us in different area codes.
Yeah. We're showing out tonight. This is awesome.
That right there should be a shit stain to the 708.orgs. Nobody from there showed up tonight.
Yeah, that's what blows my mind. It's like, I don't know. It's baffling to see so many people say that it's doing, to say that they want to advocate, but nobody advocates.
Yep. Wow. Well,
at least they let us all talk, even though it was a minute. But I think, I don't know. I'm really happy with tonight. I know I keep saying that, but
yeah, I am too.
It's usually just us.
Yeah, it usually is.
Well, I mean, and then like Laura, Jen, it's like the
A team
is on vacation, but
or the A team.
Yeah. So it was nice to have so many people showing out tonight.
I'm just really happy that the guy from the narcotic board testified, said he wanted to work together with me on a bill. Yes,
That's
Jordan.
awesome. Yeah, I was like, I have this script that I read so I don't get off track. And I like started reading my little short one. And then I got off of it and I was like, I'm just going to stop because I'm going to start saying shit that I already said. Yeah, that's what they're nodding off.
Yeah, they nodded off on their stuff that saves their lives.
Oh shit! All right, well, I'm gonna go eat.
Yes, I need to go eat, and then we gotta go to sleep and turn around and wake up in a couple more hours.
Yeah. But awesome job, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there.
Yes.
Good.
Awesome job. Amazing testimony, y'all. Amazing.
Yep. Everybody did awesome.
Good night, Jordan.